make sure you turn the music back on.
Gotcha. Spencer's got a huge push opportunity here.
Oh my God, a penguin!
Think you're a god, I bet you're not. Let's see if you bleed like one. You call the shots, but that's all you got. I'm gonna call your bluff, cause something happens when you fan the flames. I'm like an animal inside a cage, but I'm gonna break out the chains. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush in my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicking now. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. There's a killer inside of me. Don't turn your back, you might end up in a world of fear. You can be brave, there's nothing to save. Is it crystal clear? Cause something happens when you fan the flames. I'm like an animal inside a cage, but I'm gonna break out the chains. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush in my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicking now. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. Sometimes I fight it, but I cannot hide it. I know it ain't right, but sometimes I like it. I'm gonna break out the chains. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush in my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicking now. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. There's a killer inside of me. Killer, killer, killer. Killer, killer, killer.
Yo, let's go.
Dude, I don't even have.
Oh my, do you want a jersey?
Dude, I'm
Who
not
do you
even
want to rock
ready
right
for
now?
this.
Who do you want to rock
Give me
right
anybody,
now?
anybody.
Anybody?
Yep, anybody.
All right.
What's going on, folks?
Who we got?
Changing on stream.
Kim Dice.
Kim Dice.
Kim Dice it is.
I didn't
Get
pick
this
Kim
outta
Dice
here,
this
Bill.
weekend, though.
Bill didn't even change, folks. That's how fired up he is, man. He's been freaking going all day long. What up, folks? Welcome into the CBC Down and Back podcast. We're your hosts, Dylan and Bill here, but nobody cares about us. It's about you guys. It's about ACO Cornhole. It's about ACL Cornhole. It's about MLC Cornhole. It's about TCL Cornhole. It's about Big D bags in the house.
Big D bags.
CBC bags. Let's go, folks. We're Corn Slingers Bag Company. You guys already know who we are. 100% veteran known. Handmade products. Best quality. Elite players. We're freaking rolling, son. Season 19, Bill. We got like 4 majors left.
Mm-hmm.
2 this weekend. Nothing next weekend.
Season's almost over,
And then
guys.
Auburndale, Florida. And then we're going to Branson for Memorial Day to cap it off. Let's go,
Dude,
folks.
we've never been to Branson, or I haven't been to Branson. Have you?
No, well, I mean, visited.
Visited? Okay, I've never
Yeah.
been there for a tournament. I've never visited there or anything like that. I looked it up on Google, and it looks like it was a nice little vacation area. That was
It
pretty
is,
cool.
yeah.
I'm glad to close the season off with that one and then head to Worlds, man. Those are the
Yeah.
only ones that we're going to. Chad Jackson, what up? Thanks, big dog. Appreciate it, man. God, I'm repping the Kim Dice now. Let's
Yeah.
go.
What up, Kayla? What up, Xavier Wilson? What's up, brother?
How's it going, everybody, man? We got people in here. Let's go.
All right, let's get it. Double majors this weekend, folks. And I know a lot of you guys, hey, if you're headed to Toledo or Mobile, put in the chat Toledo or Mobile, man. Let's see who's going where. Who's traveling
Dude,
right
everybody's going to Toledo. I've seen a lot of
now.
people going to Toledo, man.
A lot of Toledos.
A lot of Toledos. Mary
What up, Mary?
Schaefer,
What up, Dustin? All right,
John
let's get
Scott.
the winner circle
All right,
started.
winner
Bill.
circle,
Let's
winner
see if we can
circle.
get the people go. We got like 20-something. Folks, we did a condensed winner circle this week. Pretty much no duplicates is what we decided, right?
There are a couple.
Okay. But we have 25 folks, 25 or something like that in a week. People taking top 3 with CBC bags.
And
you
I
guys
know
are
there's
the best.
I know there's at least 2 we're missing in these pictures. So Jay and Lynn Longwell, just want to shout you out before we even get started. Both you guys, I think Jay took first and Lynn took second, or the other way around. But they were throwing the Phoenixes, both of them.
Let's go, Jay and Lynn. All right, who we got first, Bill?
Bink.
Is that DJ?
That's
DJ
DJ.
Skipworth, the bagman, CBC bagman DJ, and Bryce Jefferson.
Bryce got a little haircut, man. They're
It's
throwing-
DJ and a big D bag.
And a big, DJ and a big D bag there. Yeah, let's
folks. Little hint: Bryce Jefferson might be a big D bag soon,
go. Tammy, what up? Good to see you.
if he's not
Kayla.
already, right?
Dude, Kayla's in here. Can't
Kayla.
watch, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. At least you guys are listening. Appreciate that. Next one here, Dustin A. Rant.
Dustin Arant and
Ronan's.
Derek Cannon.
Yeah.
That's a Derek and Derek right there. Bill, I don't like that our Derek. There's a lot of Dereks right now in this
There are a
conversation.
lot of Dereks.
Crop this in a way, but Dustin, do you see this picture where he had like his toe back and pointed, and it looked
I didn't
a
see
little feminine.
Oh,
and
I didn't.
and Scotty commented and goes, "Oh, nice win, Derek and Dustina."
Yeah.
it was pretty funny.
I love it, dude. Rudy Fernandez
What up,
headed
Rudy?
to dude,
What up, Tammy?
I'll
Let's
tell you
go.
what. I'll tell you, Mobile picks were much harder than Toledo.
Because it's
I
a
think.
more condensed field with a lot of good players.
And we didn't know anybody. Like we didn't know
Oh, yeah,
there was
there's
like
quite a
23
few.
scan-ins for Mobile, so it was tough going through there getting it. Toledo, I think it was a little bit easier to make picks there.
What up, Gibby? Who we got next, Bill? Is that Mike Patterson?
Mike Patterson.
Who's he there with? I don't know
I'm
that
not
guy.
sure.
I
I
thought
did-
it was the big guy, but it's just another tall guy.
I did know his name earlier, but I don't know anymore. But they're throwing the carbons, and that I believe is his carbons. They're Trauber carbons.
Oh, I do know. I saw this too, Bill. I'm sorry.
Trauber
I'm
Customs
sorry,
there.
brother. I want to
Cherry
say like
Stallions.
Jacob or something like that. Logan. Yeah, I was close. 5
Logan,
letters.
Was it?
Close.
Jacob or Jerry, where you going this weekend? You going anywhere?
Congrats, Logan. You the man. Who's next, Bill? Is that Garrett?
Garrett, right there.
Who's he playing with? I don't know him.
Yeah. Nate Allen's
Dixon.
gonna tell us. Here.
Nate's gonna know. All right.
Nate's-
Let's go, Garrett.
Nate knows everybody, dude.
Throwing Ronins.
He just started this game, almost a year ago, something like that, and he knows freaking everybody around here. I love it. You got Jack Harcrow.
Harcrow's
What
in the
up,
chat.
Harcrow? Jerry, dang it, man. If you weren't going anywhere, I was going to say we're meeting up. I'm going to get those Ronins back.
Oh, man.
Next, Harold.
Your boy.
Dude, I love it.
Harold, let's go.
I love it. Old timers, man. I've been watching him too. His bags
Eastern
are between the
Kentucky
Lucky
old-timers.
hybrids or those.
The Phoenixes.
The
And the
Phoenixes,
Phoenixes are new to him. He's had those a month or less.
Dude, Rick Hoaxing. Let's
Rick,
go.
what up, Rick? Let's
love it.
go, Hoagies.
All right, Megan Puckett.
Megan Puckett gets her, I think, second or third singles regional win right there. And she's back to her Phoenixes, it looks like, Bill. They got so many bags, they just be bouncing around.
Did you see what's in the hole of the board?
Mila. Mila Puckett. Look at
Oh,
little
that's
Mila
number
down
one.
there, dude. She's
Oh, man.
she's a nut. Yeah.
That's
That's what Megan told me. She's like, oh, she's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I wonder where she gets it from.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah, no
Exactly.
idea.
Yeah, who knows? Couldn't be the parents.
No chance. Chase and Megan, very reserved people.
Yeah, exactly.
Quiet,
Exactly.
reserved.
Quiet. You wouldn't even know they were in a room if you were there.
Had no idea.
All right, Lil Chris and Sean Majors throwing the Phoenixes. Man,
Let's go, Sean.
I'm mad about this one. I'm the one who took second in this one.
You
They
should've
got
double
me,
dipped
dude.
them,
They
Bill.
got me. I was tired, man. I was tired.
No excuses.
Congrats, guys. Next, we got Bear Paw. I'm not sure about Bear Paw's partner.
Yeah, I think it's just a local blind draw. You know, and everybody in Bear Paw's area throws ACL bags. So I really like when I see Bear Paw win something with some CBC bags because he's the only person in a podium picture holding ACO bags. He's the only one, and it's freaking hilarious because it's like everybody else they're throwing, you know, Pro Snipers
I love it.
or something else, Ultra Viper R's, and here's Bear Paw with his Phoenixes.
And
You
he's
know, it's
always
like, let's
repping
go.
the jersey, man.
He's
He's
got the
always
jersey
looking
on.
clean.
Anita's repping the jersey,
Yeah.
wearing the stuff, man. The Bear Paws show up in ACO CBC gear, mop up the ACL dudes real quick. A little Creek Killer, they get a little bit of Creek Killer action, a little bit of Jeremiah Hector action. You know what I mean? They just take them
Tears
down
them
real
all up
quick.
with CBC. No
head
big deal.
on home. You
I
know?
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Congrats, Bear Paw. Thank
Greg
you, Greg
Scott.
Scott.
Thanks, man.
You're the man.
Appreciate that, big dog. Really do, man. Dustin, you're
I don't know
playing.
what they're talking
JT
about.
Barnes going to Mobile.
What up, JT?
Going to
Let's
Mobile.
go.
There's a lot of new players.
Hey, we
at
can't wait
Mobile.
to make picks. You guys stay in here for picks, man, because, I mean, me and Bill, I mean, they're tough. They're tough.
They're very
It's
tough,
good
yeah.
stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
Big major. A lot of people fighting for points. I
It's
like
two,
it.
It's two big majors, really.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
neither of them are small by any means whatsoever, and there's a good distribution of pros at both of them also. so
Absolutely.
it's they're good majors. This is you, man.
Oh, I know this one too, Bill. Let me
Predator.
look him up.
We
real
know
quick.
these guys.
I forget his name.
CBC
It's
hat.
LB. I know LB. But I forget the other dude's name, and he's the one who throws our bags around there. They're throwing the Preds. Those are LB's Preds, though, and he's had those
Okay.
for a long time.
Yeah,
he
that's
picked
the
those
old
up
ones.
not too long ago. Yeah, the red guys. I mean, those are some OGs right there.
Yep. Dwayne Hudson going to Mobile. What's going on, Dwayne? I saw you in the roll call. What was it?
Co-ed is what
Co-ed,
you saw with
yeah,
April
yeah.
Clemens.
April Clemens. Yeah, good luck to you guys, man. Tyler Goodwin, small enough for Jack Harcrow to come. Yeah. Is Jack going to Toledo?
Jay.
No, he's
It's Jay. LB and Jay.
LB and J. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Congrats, guys, taking down the dub. We appreciate it. We'll get you on stream every time
Amish
we
is
see
going to Mobile.
you. Mobile.
He's
Yeah,
playing
no, I was talking
with,
about Harcrow. Harcrow's got to be Mobile, right?
For some reason, I don't remember seeing Harcrow in the roll call for anything, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe
We'll
I just overlook him nowadays.
Yeah, something. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding,
No,
Jack.
Jack, we're talking about this. Somebody
Jack.
tag Jack and Todd. They're both supposed to be here. If they ain't here,
Todd's
man,
listening. He's like hiding. You
Todd-
know what I mean? He's
Todd's
not
got
popping
one
in there.
earbud in with his
Yeah.
phone on it, and his wife has,
Like,
a
yeah.
different podcast.
His phone is like in his pocket, you know, like she doesn't even know. The earphone's on the other side of where she's sitting at, and he's listening. And Harold again, let's go, Harold. Come on,
yep,
son.
Throwing the Phoenixes again, man. Tearing it up. Another first place.
Derek Cannon and
And Bryce
Bryce throwing the
Jefferson.
Ronins. Derek Cannon in here twice, man. He's been throwing
Yep.
some fire.
Down at Three Rivers, man. We got a lot of first place. Zach Rush taking a
Rush
first
with
place
the
this
Ronins,
week.
and that's a bag he doesn't throw that much. Boards
No.
must have been slow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could slow those things down, dude. I'm getting mine
Right.
very nice.
We also like giving our pros a selection of bags, right? So different board
Yeah.
speeds, they're able to switch up pretty easily and be comfortable really quickly
Yeah.
with different bags.
Yep. Alan, a guy messaged me today and said, "Are you guys going to Toledo?" And I knew you were. So I said, "No, we're not going, but I got a good buddy that's going, Alan Ballard. If you see him there, he's got tons of our bags, and I'm sure he's a nice enough guy to let you throw them and check them out. So Alan, be looking out. If some random stranger comes up to you and says, 'Hey, can I throw those bags?' He just wants to test them out, man. That's all."
Dang, Dwayne, you're traveling with Mia Ray?
What? I'm with the go. Oh, okay.
It'll
All right. I got you, I
make
got
Chris and April so mad.
you. Kim Dice, what up? I got the jersey on. Let's go.
She's fired up about it. Let's go, Kim. Kim, Kim, you're in timeout. I almost forgot. I was excited to see you in here, and now Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. Jackson timeout too, though. So
you know what you did.
Jackson timeout. Chase Puckett
Chase
on here.
Puckett, singles win.
Switching
Let's
to the
go,
carbons
Chase.
for the singles.
And he kind
win.
of goes back and forth between carbons and Phoenixes.
It's amazing that we have so many bags out there, but the template sizes of the carbons and Phoenixes are the exact same, and those are the ones that he likes the most. You know what? Like
Right.
that's pretty crazy that you just kind of gravitate to the bags with the same exact.
I
template
do
size.
think template sizes and corner radiuses matter to players in their hands because I think they see a difference in the spin, right?
A difference
And
in the spin, but the feeling. Some of
feel.
them feel big, you know,
Right,
and other
right,
ones
right.
feel tiny.
Yeah.
And it's just the corner radius.
What are you
that does
talking
it.
about?
The bigger.
Yeah, some of them feel big, some of them feel tiny.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I feel big and. You know.
All right.
All right,
Moving
Jack.
on.
Jack headed to Mobile tomorrow after work. Amish leaving today for obvious reasons. Got to give those horses plenty of stops. Pulling. Jack, you better be in here for a little while, man. We got to talk. You're in timeout. You really are.
Also,
in timeout.
Jack's hacks for Auburndale folks are going to be next week. We got double major picks this week, so we're fitting
next
him in
week.
next week. If you're going to Auburndale, just hold up. But it's expensive all the way around. Jack will tell you that. Trust me on that.
Yep.
All right,
Rob
let's go.
Cooksey, what up, big dog? Good to
Who's
see you
next,
here,
Bill?
man.
We're trying to move
I'm
through this
sorry,
thing.
I'm
We're
sorry.
moving slow.
We
Is
got
that Mike and Brandy?
and Mike Cochran taking a second
With the
place.
Magnums.
Throwing the Magnums,
The
man.
Bear Paw Magnums.
Those are our fast bags, dude. They love fast bags.
Mhm.
They are fast bag players. If they could wax a cornhole board when you got to a tournament, they would do it every time.
Yeah.
Because they want it as fast as possible. They absolutely love it. Similar to how Jack Harcrow likes it.
Yeah, just throw the bag up, let the bag do the work. You don't want you put in minimal effort possible playing cornhole.
Just like Jack Harcrow.
I'm very similar to Jack Harcrow, if not the exact or less.
All right. I like it. Nate
Nate,
Allen.
let's go, Nate. Is that
And
Dave?
Dana.
Dave,
What do you-
dude, come on.
Is that
Bill.
not Dana? That's Dana.
Bill.
Oh, gee.
Every week. I'm gonna mess one up here
I
in a
love
second.
these guys.
I'm gonna
man.
mess one up
I
here in a
love
second.
Paris and Three Rivers guys. I love
Yeah,
those guys
Paris
that
and
travel
New
around, man.
Johnsonville, man, they get after it.
Yeah, yep. All right, next here we got
Hoppy and Randy Powers, aka Nigel Powers.
Nigel Powers, right there, folks.
Nigel Powers, there he is. Let's go with the Phoenixes,
Yep,
taking
tearing it
second
up.
place in the
Those
blind
are
draw.
Nigel's Phoenixes too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep, very nice.
Hoppy said they still felt a little stiff.
Really?
Yeah,
He must not have a good break-in method. That's all.
Well, maybe he likes to just throw them.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that too. They
We
last
got
a lot
Kennedy
longer.
and Carter here.
Kennedy
Let's go.
Carter guy.
Hey, that,
Yeah.
and I think that was Indiana State, right? Or maybe no, this is Bring Your Own Partner. They took a second place, I believe. They're playing a lot together.
Dude,
They've got
that
good
records-
chemistry going on.
I know they'll be playing in I believe
Toledo, I think.
Toledo, yeah.
I think Toledo.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Who's that?
Let's go. I got a second place with
Mr.
old
Randy.
man Randy. He
Dude.
carried me. 70,
Oh, yeah. You
73,
broke his
74 years
72-year-old
old.
back, dude.
Yeah.
Bill, that's just you got to carry that old man.
I met Randy.
I love Randy.
I met Randy 3 years ago, I believe, and he is wearing the exact same shirt that I met him in.
You know, Randy wears that shirt at least once a week. He also has his newest one's purple, right? But he's had that for about 2 years now, so
Yeah.
it's really new for him.
Yeah.
Right, old for us, new for him. He showed up in a long sleeve one time, folks, and we were thrown off. One time. Besides that, it's 3 different shirts. That's it.
Dude.
Same pants, all black Wranglers, right?
Yeah.
Black
Yeah,
Wranglers.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
every
black
week.
Wranglers every time.
Black shoes every week.
That shirt is his staple, though.
That is his staple.
He
That's
might
what
have
he feels
like
most
4 or 5
comfortable
of
in.
them at home.
Yeah. Well, I asked him that one time. I asked him about his pants. I said, Randy, do you wear the same exact pair of pants all the time, or do you have different pairs? And he laughed, and then he told me he had different pairs. I don't believe him.
I don't believe him. Hey, Greg, I didn't know you were going to Toledo, dude. Hey, I'm gonna message the guy back and tell him to find you. I'm gonna tell him to find you, just in case you see him out there.
Yeah.
His profile picture has ACL in it. Just letting you know.
Let's go, Mike. Mike Schaefer. That's our guy in
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
let's go.
Let's go, Mike. He's got the CBC hat on. That's one of our bad reps. You guys are up around Cincinnati. Hit up, Mike.
Tearing it
Let's
up.
go, Mike.
Got the orange, the blue hat on. Looks good, man. Looks good. Taking a second place. I
With
love
the
it.
Ronins.
He's playing right now.
Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mary
He's-
messaged, and
yeah.
he's playing right now. That's awesome. Doug Langston.
That's your guy, Bill.
Taking a third place. Derek didn't know which bags. I'm pretty sure because he's holding them backwards, but those are his carbons.
Yeah, they're his
That's the only
carbons.
set of bags that he owns currently. The only jersey that he owns currently, and he loves them both.
But not
man.
the only set of
Taking
bags
down the
he
podium.
bought. Because he bought his whole family
Yes.
custom bags for Christmas from us, folks.
Yep,
it
he
was
did.
one of the coolest things we've done. 6 kids, I believe he has, including like in-laws.
Yeah.
He got 6 different customized sets per person, and that was his Christmas gift. He's like, I just want this to
One
be
per
over
person,
with.
6
Yeah, well,
total.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I just want this to be over. Can you guys do this? Can you? Yeah, and we're like, yeah, we can do it. Just send us what you
Yeah.
want. Bam, 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 bam.
It was
He's
awesome.
like, this is the easiest
easiest
Christmas ever.
ever. I love it.
Doug's awesome.
Dude, Alan and Mike are playing together. That's freaking
Let's
awesome.
go, Alan and Mike.
All right, next third place. This
That's
one's
Emma.
Yep.
Emma Grissom, I believe. Jamie Grissom sent me this. I believe it's her dad. And he goes, my daughter's first podium ever throwing CBC elixirs. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what CBC bags can do for you, folks.
I love it. Okay, so I do want to mention one thing. I'm sorry we got to go through this. Just because, and this could be a hot topic at some point, but some dude on Addicted to Cornhole, and I know some of you guys saw that, but he posted on there and he's like, I don't know why everybody gets hyped up with bags. I bought a couple BG sets of bags and blah, blah, blah. They didn't increase my PPR. So, I found a bag that complements my throw, and that's what I throw. And then, like, somebody in the chat is just in there like, so you mean you found a bag that increases your PPR? I mean, he was literally sitting there trying to say that, different bags don't work, but then saying he found one that works for him.
Yeah, but maybe he's saying like the hype train bags.
I don't know. But it's funny.
No, he's just
You
wrong.
got it, man.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious.
Rick's asking about your bourbon, Bill. He's got it on layaway.
Oh, it's right here. It's on layaway. We'll tell the story about Dylan's why Dylan doesn't have bourbon tonight.
We're having 2 beers tonight. That's it. That is it.
Ah, it's delicious. It is absolutely delicious. All right, next one. We got Dano
And Martin.
Dano was the umpire of my kid's game last night, man.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was. He's
Let's
out
go.
there, and Dan, man,
He takes it serious.
Crazy. Some kid was batting, and these are 10-year-olds. He was batting, stepped out of the box. Dan called him out. He's like, he got a hit, but his foot was out of the box. He's out. And everyone's like, why is he out? Like it was
the rules.
like he's good. He's good.
And Martin there. Congrats, boys. Let's go.
All right, last one. Bickford takes down an airmail pot. He's taking a little bit of a break. Hasn't played in a couple months. Shows up, draws the lotto ticket, hits the airmail.
Kenny Hogan. We don't have any shirts in Mobile. We're not going to Mobile.
Kenny,
Just let me know what you need, Kenny.
Kenny, stay around, dude. Stay around. There might be something that's surprising here in a little bit,
that
big
is
dog.
true.
Something
I
that's surprising.
forgot about that.
All right, here we go, folks. Going to the points.
All right, folks, here we go. This is CBC Family Picks. Every week for the upcoming majors, myself, Bill, and Phil, we match up. We pick picks.
We pick picks.
We make picks for the upcoming majors. We go against each other. This week we have Mobile and Toledo. This is how the point chart works. If your player takes first, they get 10 points. Second, 9 points. 3, third, 8, fourth, 7, 5th, 5, 7th, third. I screwed this up today.
Just get it going. Let's roll.
9th one. If you don't take a top 10 here, folks, you don't get any dang points. No participation trophies here in CBC. I'm smoking Bill this year. Actually, we have no idea who's
We don't
smoking
know.
who. I think I'm doing terrible, but we love this stuff. We're going to go over Black Hills, South Dakota, and then we're going to move into making picks for Toledo and Mobile. Let's get it.
Okay, let's look at Black Hills first. I got a lot of 10s on there. And then there's one that I have that's a complete goose egg.
You have 2 goose eggs.
Yeah, but one that's a pro pick and the other one that is a passion pick.
Yes.
Passion pick, I expect goose
Well,
egg.
let's wait till we get there. So women's, everybody did really well. Kim Dice, I think she got the double dip over Maggie. She really did. And
She did get the double dip,
She
yeah.
maybe wasted her gas there because I'm still a little salty about what happened in doubles. But
I'm
we're not
just
there
happy
yet.
I picked Kim when Kim was hot. Let's go.
You did. I mean, Kim's always hot. She's
I know,
throwing
I know.
good.
Yeah, she does.
Throwing
She
good
does.
all the
She
time.
does.
Third place, Dana Vivello. Fourth place, Josephina. Tie for fifth, Juana Karash and Michelle Persinger. Let's go. That's women's, folks. Juniors. We're in juniors or we got
No,
seniors?
seniors. Bob
Seniors,
Heil.
dude. Bob breaks the curse.
Where is
He
Bob?
breaks. Yeah, where the crap's Bob?
Bob. I'm tagging Bob.
Somebody tag
Bob
Bob.
needs to be in here.
Y'all start tagging Bob. Get him in here. What the crap's Bob doing? There's no way he's doing anything more important than this. Where are you at?
Where are you at,
Come on.
Bob?
Where are you at, Bob?
Get in here, Bob.
Let's go.
I just want to say, Bob, cheers to you, big dog. I appreciate it. Thank you for the
Yeah,
10
Bob
spot.
had a great weekend. He threw great, and he threw great in singles too. And
Yeah.
we'll get to that. But he threw really well all weekend long. Takes first in seniors. Mike Worth second. My pick. The Mississippi Ninja takes a third. Very respectable. And I was like, hey, he's been podiuming a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and he does great.
He has. I picked him, and he did better for me, I think, than he did
I think
you.
he took third
did
for. I think he did.
Oh,
same.
I thought it was the second. Yeah.
J.R. Williams fourth. Wayne Rao and Mike Walters tie for fifth.
Nice.
That's the seniors. Juniors, we all picked Adam Alessandro. Ended up being 3 juniors. Jamison Cassidy took second, and Braxton Webb took third.
Wait. Derek Cannon says 2 first-place podiums and only get shown once. No more free buy.
Derek, that's not
You
true.
were in there
You
twice.
were in there twice. Are you freaking joking?
Derek, you
now
need to
you buy
go
a new
replay.
set.
Yeah.
You buy a new set today
2 sets.
for lying
2
on the
sets for
stream.
that. 2
Somebody
sets for
report that comment. You're about to get banned from the chat, Derek. You say one more thing.
We
like
need to
that.
add community
Banned
notes and
from
put
the
context
chat.
to it. There was 2 pictures of you, Derek.
One with Dustin Arant, the other one with Bryce Jefferson. Tell me I'm wrong, Derek. Tell me I'm wrong. Both throwing Ronins.
Oh, I
Same
love it.
set of bags.
All right, next. Let's go.
It's got me fired up, son. Can't be coming in here spewing nonsense.
He is, dude.
Gosh,
Don't get
dang.
Dylan fired up, man. He doesn't have any bourbon today.
All right, what are we on to? Co-ed, Mag Row. Let's go. Maggie and Wayne, my pick, took it down. Pretty sure undefeated, walked through the field like the champions they are. Okay.
Walked through the field. You're really going to say that? Walk through the field?
Josephina and Rudy took second. Very respectable Josephina and Rudy. Rudy, good job, brother. I know you're in here. Justine and Jack, who we both almost picked. Third
Both.
place.
Both.
Very respectable from Justine and Jack. Chad Jackson, Kim Dice take fourth. That's Phil and Bill's pick. Tied for fifth, JR and Tammy Williams, and Juana Karash and Michael Mann. All right. Now moving to doubles. This is where me and Bill are
They
not.
had to double dip, Justine says.
Who did? Maggie and Wayne?
I believe so.
Walked-
They didn't walk
They
through the
walked
competition.
through the double dip. They
Well,
walked
they-
into the Dairy Queen, and then
Oh,
they
jeez.
ordered the double dip Dairy Queen ice cream sandwich, and then they walked out.
You see Derek Cannon retract the previous statement. CBC got the business.
God, dang it, Derek.
Derek,
All right, I love you, buddy.
You're gonna be a timeout, 30 seconds only.
You
You're
are you are forgiven.
Good. You're good.
You
You're
are
good.
forgiven for now.
Let's talk
now.
about doubles for a second. I kind of want to go first here.
Nobody did well.
Even though we would have to name over 33 teams to be able to get to my pick, Jack. Where you at, Jack?
Well, not even 33. Both of our teams didn't make the main bracket. And I wanted to pick Maggie and Wayne. I really did. You can ask Bill. I had them on here for doubles as well. But then I was like, dude, I've got Maggie and Wayne all over this thing. It seems a little weird. I do like them a lot. To me, they're a lot like the Puckets, minus the fact that they don't throw our bags. Shame on them. But that's okay. Right? I like them. I like them as people. I
Right.
pick them a lot. They do
Right.
good at these tournaments.
I got you.
They win doubles. Right?
They
I
do.
wanted to pick them. Didn't pick them. I take Chad and Kim. Love Chad and Kim to death. I really do. They let me down. They'll pick it back up.
Let's talk about something. So Chad and Kim and Jack and Lowell were in Tier 2, correct?
Yes.
Who won?
I don't know.
Folks, in the chat, whoever placed higher gets a couple.
No.
Why not?
Because you already know what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked into this.
Jack won Tier 2, I believe.
If he didn't, you get -5. You ready for that? Are you good with that?
I'm good with that.
Oh, you know then. Screw you.
So Jack, the major before, Dallas major, I believe it was.
They're saying Jack won Tier 3, Bill, so now you're a liar. -5 points.
Jack, now we're really bad.
It was Tier 3, Bill.
He won something.
It was Tier 3.
He won something. Jack, in Dallas, I believe you went there. I believe that was the last major. You
All right,
said
wait.
no love when we pulled this stuff up.
Bill, so what did you say, though, a second ago? Whoever placed higher, what were they going to
No,
get?
if they were in Tier 2 is what I said.
No.
Yeah, I said if they're both Tier 2.
Let's finish the thought.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Thank you, Kim. Took third in Tier 2, so...
Taking
Bill?
first in Tier 1 is like taking a third in Tier 2.
Taking first in Tier 1 is like taking a third in Tier 2.
I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go, dude. I really am. I'm sorry.
All right.
Anyway, Jack said nobody gave me any love, and I looked at every division in this major, and I was like, dude, Jack has got to take doubles down. I saw him throwing Dallas. I watched him on the live stream and everything. After he said no love, I felt bad because he did really good. I picked Jack. Jack, you let me down. Next time, brother. Next time. It's
Pops,
okay.
No
I'll
bourbon
still
for
pick
me
you, big
tonight.
dog.
Bill's drinking the 4 Roses. My dad's in the chat.
Brett, if you were here, it'd be much more fun.
Yeah, I got a race this weekend, folks. I'm not drinking bourbon tonight.
All right,
Bears
all right.
will be good. All right.
Next.
So it's what, second place in doubles, Mike Worth and Robert Bokema. Third place, Tyler Schaubert, Hunter Powers. Fourth place, Antoine Powell and Jacob Whaley. Tied for fifth, Tanner Miller, Tanner Westfall, Tanner squared if you will, and Josephina and Rudy.
I don't know the Tanners.
I don't know them either.
We
I
gotta meet,
really don't.
We got to meet the Tanners.
All right, into singles. Hey,
I want to talk about singles. No, you let me stop.
done.
You can't say that. You can't say that because everybody got picks before me. I saw Dustin in it, and I said that is a lock. It is Dustin's time. Dustin has never won a major in singles, correct?
True.
Very true. I went out on a limb here, like I always do. And I was like, Dustin, this is your freaking time. You're going to win it, Dustin. Thank you very much for the 10-piece, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, congrats, Dustin. That's all I got to say, brother.
Me too.
Round of applause, man.
Dustin.
The way to get it done.
Killed it,
Dustin
man.
threw
Killed
a
it.
10.24 over 96 rounds, man. If you watch the championship game, it was what he threw against Bob Heil, Bill. I want to tell you, Bob couldn't have done anything. Dustin was not missing any of the shots, any of them. He threw an 11, Bill.
Yeah.
An 11 in the championship game.
He does 11s. He throws 11s.
Yeah, 15 rounds, threw an 11.
Dustin,
ridiculous stuff.
100%. I absolutely love it, dude. I can't congratulate you enough for winning that thing. I knew you could do it. Now that you're over that hump, you know what you got to do to win more, man. And I absolutely love it. Because, dude, I'm going to be picking you. Let's go.
Yeah, Dustin's the man. Second place, Bob Heil. Congratulations, Bob. We still don't know where you're at. Where's Bob? Where is Bob?
Well, yeah, I don't know where Bob is. Nobody's messaged Bob yet.
Wasn't there a movie called Where's Bob?
Hey, Brett, June 4th is my birthday.
June 1st is the 4th annual Cornhole party at my parents' house.
Can we piggyback my birthday off of it?
Sure. You gotta talk to him, not me.
Okay.
All right, third place, Wayne Rao. Fourth place, Jack Harcrow. There's your boy Jack. Fifth place, Rudy and Russell. Let's go, folks. Good finishes for everybody all the way around the board. Passion picks. Hunter Powers got me 1 point. That's what I'm talking about. That's about it.
We both got goose eggs. You got one there. Josephina did take a 13th, which is notable in it. Josephina, very close. I think one more win and I get points, right?
Yeah, she would have won
one
match.
more. Yeah. So awesome.
Very true.
Awesome stuff. Rudy, June 9th. Let's go.
All right, Bill.
All right,
let's
next.
go. Toledo
Here we
bangers.
go. Are we going Toledo or Mobile? I think we should go Mobile first.
What do you guys think? You guys pick Toledo or Mobile?
No,
First
everybody in here is going to say Toledo. First one, Toledo or Mobile?
First one, yeah. That's it.
Come on.
Y'all pick. Here we go. 40 people in here. What's going on, folks? It's a nice Thursday night, man. Everybody's traveling. People are traveling. We're getting out here. I got the jersey on, Bill. Jeremiah jersey.
Mobile, let's go.
No, Toledo was first.
No. Oh, was
Toledo
it Rudy?
was first.
Rudy.
Rudy was number one.
Rudy, your band. No,
I'm
was
good
it?
with it.
Ashton Watkins, Mobile.
Oh, Ashton
Bink.
Watkins did win with Mobile. Okay, let me get it out.
Brett, I can't wait to get there. Only if I'm invited. Only if I'm invited.
You're
Dylan didn't
invited.
invite me. He didn't
just
invite me last year.
I didn't. That's not true.
He didn't invite me last year. So
Not true.
I can't wait to drink some of your bourbon, big dog. All right, Mobile, hitting it up. Here we go. As soon as I hit it, all the names are in there. Don't be frustrated. Don't be mad if you weren't picked, anything like that. These are the picks that are going to win regardless of anybody, right? This is it. Here we go. Bink.
All right, here we go. Women's. Okay. Bills kind of took my pick. I kind of put Sarah Hardy on the map when it comes to picks. Just saying, Sarah knows who the OG is. When nobody knew who Sarah was, dude. I knew who she was. Met her at TriStar Cornhole. Knew she threw gas. I picked her. She took a second at a major.
He takes
and
my
now
picks.
Bill piggybacks off of me. I understand.
He's saying that I piggybacked off him when him and Phil matched up with Emma Jernigan.
But who picked first for Mobile? Tell the people.
For Mobile specifically, I picked before you. Who picked first for it is Phil.
Yeah, but we didn't even see Phil's picks till our picks were done.
Who picked first?
You did.
Phil.
No. It's
Phil
based off of what we've seen.
Phil picked on Tuesday.
Yeah, but we didn't
today.
watch it.
I picked today.
We went like this. We went blind monkey on Phil.
Who picked first?
You did.
Dude, you cannot get this guy to under... Whatever.
Did you watch Phil's picks prior to today?
If
just answer the question.
If nobody
this is an easy question to answer. Just give it to the people. Did you watch Phil's picks previous to today?
Who picked first?
Oh, you did.
No,
it's obvious.
Phil picked on Tuesday. If I picked today, how
have you
could
made
I
an
pick
alteration
first?
of your picks because you have two matchups with Phil here?
Phil matched with me.
How's that possible? You picked first.
All right, then so you agree? I didn't pick first.
You did.
No,
that's why you're matched up.
Then Phil matched up with me. Then
Sarah Hardy, good pick, Bill. You're lucky I gave her to you because if I would have never picked her, you wouldn't have known who she was. Then you wouldn't have picked her, and then I would have picked her. But that's okay. Me and Phil got
Sarah Hardy. I score Julio creeped on you, and you got it. Let's
Don't
go.
tell people that.
Did I score Julio creeped?
It is creepy. Creep.
Bro, there's only a little bit of info to see.
There's a lot if you dig into it. I mean, think about all the things I found in Scorholio last week.
That's creepy.
Think about it.
That's
though.
creepy. All right, let's go. Emma Jernigan.
I love Emma. I love the way she plays. She's kind of more your style of player, Bill. Blocks, rolls.
I know.
She really is.
I know. She throws slower bags. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. I was gonna pick her, but then I saw Sarah Hardy, and I'm like, I got to take this
I
one
also
away
like
from Dylan.
Haley Clark in this field.
Haley Clark.
I like
yeah.
Justine Smith in this field. I like. I was told by Nick Burgett to look out for Nicole Jones. He said she's been beating Emma on the reg. I looked it up. She did beat her last week one game. Emma had a bad game. I don't know. I mean, hey, I'm all for new people throwing well. Who else is in here that I like?
Who told you that?
Tessa Holloway. Nick Burgett.
Nick Burgett. Okay, Nick, get in my DMs one of these times, man.
Nah, Nick, stay in mine. It's all good. I got you, brother.
Yeah, this is Mobile, Rudy.
Yeah, this is Mobile picks. Seniors. So Daryl Macon is the obvious favorite here. Johnny Thomas not playing seniors because he's maxed out. I got this information previous to the stream from another good source of mine that Bill doesn't have. So that puts Daryl as the front runner. Bill and Phil take Daryl. I take Scott Mitchell, who's also done really well this season. Philip Barnett in the field, and Carlos Torrado. Carlos Torrado flies under the radar. I looked from top 5.
Did you? Okay.
Guarantee it.
All right.
Guarantee it. You got nothing to say about the old folks, Bill?
Nothing to say about the old folks. Daryl Macon, he's absolutely solid. I think he's going to take this down.
Yeah, I don't think he loses a match.
I saw Gary Ferguson. Was he going to Mobile? I believe it was Mobile that Gary's going to, but I didn't see him in seniors.
He's not in the seniors field.
Okay.
That's 100%.
All right. Juniors? Mason Higgins, he's hot right now. He's killing everybody. Mason Higgins, monster right now. I love it. I picked him. I think there's 22 juniors. How
16.
many? 16 juniors. Excuse me. But the juniors field is stacked. So there could be some huge upsets there, especially Caleb Rogers in there. I believe Riley Brewster was in there.
Riley's in there. Go ahead. Who else you got?
I thought Bryce was in there. Correct? Is Bryce?
No, Bryce is Toledo.
Toledo. Okay, yeah.
It gets confusing on the double major weekends.
Yeah.
Jace Thompson is in here.
Jace,
Parker Burgett is in here.
Chase
Hollis.
this is the one. Dylan showed up and I'm making my picks. He showed up and I'm like, dude, I wish we were in Mobile to stream juniors. Juniors is gonna be insane, even
From
with
what
16.
we know, Stephanie Burgett, there is a high possibility that she is going to have a center court setup with streaming. Stephanie, get juniors.
Get juniors. Get juniors. 100% get juniors. I'll watch all day.
It's going to be.
I love juniors, man.
Jace is great. Jacob Mosley throws well. Aiden Ward in this field, Bill. I mean, this is Spencer Garner, Tristan Jernigan. I mean, it's nuts. Jace Thompson, is an absolute beast as well.
No, I know.
He's already
Jace
won
is a monster.
a juniors major with a stacked bracket.
Yeah.
So Parker as well has won, I think 2. Didn't he go back to back? I could be wrong about that.
Yeah,
I know
Parker
he won
did go.
one.
No, he went back to back.
Yeah.
He went back to back.
So,
yeah.
Juniors is wild. I got Caleb Rogers.
Mason,
I haven't seen him throw in a little while.
Mason is just a hot pick right now. If you don't see it on the screen,
100%.
I got Mason in juniors. I got him in singles for this. And it's a stacked freaking field. I mean, Douglas Parker, Craig Irvin are you guys' picks for that. I took Mason. He
that's
is
just a couple
stacked.
names.
And
Yeah.
I did get first picks for that, too. So, first out of me and Dylan.
You got first overall, but that's all right. However you got to figure it out, Bill. Co-ed, I'm taking Justine Smith and Jacob Whaley. Justine's been hot. Just took a third with Jack
I like that
Harcrow.
pick.
And Jacob Whaley's been doing great in everything he plays in, too.
Yeah.
Jacob Whaley's a monster. He kind of flies under the radar a little bit if you
I don't know how he
him,
does
'cause he's
until he
a
gets that
beast.
haircut, dude. Once he gets a
Dude, he's
haircut,
got
you
an
can fly
afro.
under the radar. I don't know how he flies under the radar with his hair. I don't know how.
He could fly with the hair possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could.
he's got a lot of head protection.
He does.
That's 100%.
He does. Man. I like Jacob, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Phillips got Jackie Amos and Terry Amos. He really likes these folks. He picks them and talks about them, and they do run well. They can. They also can have low finishes. So, as much as we've seen them, they can become a little bit inconsistent, especially if they're playing somebody that throws blockers.
Right. Yeah.
So, and that's just going to depend on this field.
Yep.
Bill, I think, has a great team here. Daryl Macon, Sarah Hardy. He's piggybacking on me again. Everybody piggybacked on me with Daryl Macon. Now Sarah Hardy. Now
I don't
they're
know how
all
I
over
piggyback on you if I pick first.
I'm the one who puts these people on the map before anybody knows about them.
Dude. Folks, I'm
tell
sorry.
me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
This is just how he is. at some point, when you're hanging out with your wife or something like that.
Don't say that.
And there's like
Don't finish this story.
There are some conversations or some fights that you got to take and you just got to stand up for. And there's other ones that are like, oh, yeah, you're right, babe. And just kind of move on from that. This is one of those that, like, there's no benefit for me fighting it. And so it's just like, okay, yeah, sure, Dylan. There you go.
It's kind of like your argument earlier when you're trying to say who picked first. You refuse to lose the conversation a lot, like, maybe somebody's wife. I don't have one, so I don't know how wise Zach.
This is another one of those conversations. I'm just saying, you're right, babe.
I like.
Let's move on.
Hey, Douglas Parker and Lisa Barber in this field. Dustin Arant and Taylor Owens. I like that team.
Douglas Parker and Lisa
Seabass,
Barber were my second to pick on that one.
Seabass and Smiley. I like that team, and they've had multiple big finishes lately. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in this co-ed field. Haley Clark and your boy Neil.
Mm-hmm.
That's your team right there.
Neil Sullivan.
Pick him.
If you guys watch him throw. Neil pulls the bag all the way back, and then it's like he cocks his arm, and then he holds the cock for a little bit. And then he goes forward and releases. It is crazy.
Say that on stream.
Well, he holds it, he like cocks it. It's weird. Weird throw.
Okay, doubles, Bill. Talk about your pick. These are our boys.
Zach Russ Seabass, man. I love this team together. I think they're going to probably be throwing Ronins. How Seabass breaks in bags and how he's got his bags, I think Zach's going to love them. I really do.
Yeah.
I think they're a little bit slower. I think they're a little bit more full to where Zach's going to get some action out of his cut shots and stuff like that. And if those bags don't work right away, I believe what's that? I believe that he is going. Stephanie, I'm sorry. I said that on live stream one time, not knowing I said that. Anyway, I believe that they would switch to carbons if the Ronins don't work right away.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just to tell the story real quick, this is the first time we'd seen Neil play. And
first time I ever saw Neil.
We were talking about how he like, he cocks the bag back or whatever. That's kind of how it was being worded. And then at one point, Bill said, it looks like he's kind of rushing his throw a little bit. I just wish he would hold that cock a little longer. That's exactly what was said. And Bill just moved into the next thing. Like, he didn't even notice. And, dude, I was
300
dying.
people watching this. 300 people watching. And Dylan's like,
I
Bill?
was losing it, dude.
It's kind of an inside joke when I say that. It is what it is. But
and then Bill had a little too much sling oil, and he apologized to Neil like 60 times in the next
Neil
12
hates
hours.
me. Neil hates me. He doesn't want to talk to me ever. He absolutely hates me. He told Dylan if I apologize to him one more time, then he's going to punch me in the face.
He did tell me that. All right. Moving into my pick for doubles. Hey, I'm taking the old guys, man. These guys are consistent. They throw the same bags. They play together constantly, right? Johnny Thomas, Daryl Macon, Staples, top 2 power rank seniors, not arguable. Right? I mean, I like Bob Hiles kind of creeping in there a little bit, right? But I think these two guys are the staple in seniors. I think they're 1 and 2 power ranks. They have the strongest canes.
What about Fergie? Fergie's got a first place finish in Dallas.
No.
Only because Johnny Thomas, Daryl Macon weren't there?
They have stronger canes.
They have strong, okay. All right.
That's what I know. More Fiber One bars. I mean, T-Bone Dawson's up there too. Most Fiber One bars
protein
in
shakes.
a major, 100%.
Protein shakes, stuff like
Ensure.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. I mean, they're good. They're sneaky.
Yeah.
They do a lot of stuff with the bags that you wouldn't expect these players to do with the bags. Johnny has a great right to left cut. Daryl has like the opposite, right? The reverse cut. Actually, Daryl goes
nasty reverse cut.
I almost said Daryl goes both ways. You know what I mean? See what I mean? We got to be careful with what we say on the stream, folks. But he can cut the bag left to right and right to left. And he does a really good job at it. Clean air mails.
I can't wait to watch Stephanie stream this weekend.
Oh.
I cannot
She doesn't know what she's in store for.
I know. I cannot
wait.
Mick
too. Mick Hoagie as well. Yep. And then, Chris Norris is right. He's talking about Mark Smothers.
Mick's in there. He's definitely in the conversation. 100%.
Mark Smothers, he's won one because he won the
big
super major. We haven't seen Mark go super hard since then.
We got to do our top 5 power rankings for each division.
We're going to do it before Worlds. We're going to do an episode where we are power rank every single division, folks. It'll look clean. It'll look awesome. You guys can weigh in on your thoughts, all right? We don't care about them that much, but we'll take them into consideration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Harco's leaving us right now.
Jack, see you later. Phil's
oh, man.
Phil's pick, Craig Irvin and Amish. It's the King and Amish. I like
solid.
it.
freaking team.
But I don't know what bags they're going to throw.
Amish can throw any bag. It doesn't matter.
Amish likes to throw his bags right now, and only his bags. We've seen that with Zach Rush. We knew that Amish could throw different bags, and with Zach, he threw the TNT tantrums, I believe, is what he likes, you know? And I think it's similar to what Craig throws, so it might go all right, but I really don't know. When you switch people up like that, it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Even with those great players. But there's a ton of good teams in this field. A couple more to mention, Bill. I just want to shout out a couple people. Dustin and Scotty are in here. Those are our guys. They've had great finishes in the past. We picked them multiple times. They're on a freaking tear. Fergie and Jacob Whaley, I like that team. If Jacob can control Fergie, I feel like he's going to get frustrated with having to corral Fergie all day long.
I like the team, but I believe so. Jacob, what is he throwing right now? Is he throwing hybrids?
I have no idea.
I don't know what he throws, but he throws the way he releases his bag seems like he should be throwing some sort of Viking carpet, very slower bags.
Yeah.
Beautiful freaking throws. It's one of the best throws in the ACO, folks. If you have not seen Jacob Whaley throw, how he releases and everything,
it's
absolute beautiful.
Flat hand,
has a little bit tilt on it. I mean, it is just smooth every time, the same. Just got to be a little more consistent at going where he wants to go. And he's going to be a freaking top player, absolute top player because of that. Absolutely love it. Fergie's a little bit different, although Fergie has been throwing slower bags. So when you say, I don't know what bags they're going to throw, I honestly think they're going to easily choose bags. Because Fergie's strategy right now is block, airmail, airmail, airmail. And he throws slower bags for that.
Yeah. But if you put a faster bag in Fergie's hands, I think he's even better. I really do. Fergie, with his red, white, and blue Vipers, was the best player in the world. He won the world championships with them. He was a beast with them. An absolute beast with a 7-9 bag. Call it a 6-8. His
right.
They were
absolute beast with
floppy.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was running bags, the dude was unstoppable with those things, right? He plays a very different game now, and he wins because of it, because he's shoot airmail so good. So, like, the bags
agree.
that Fergie is missing the most is fourth bag, open board, right? Regular slide shot.
True.
He's coming up short.
Or a small push.
Left,
or a
small push.
Yeah.
Like, his game, he is better at shooting airmails than he is slide shots. I would put him up against himself, 20 airmails and 20 slide shots, and I would confidently think Fergie makes more airmails than slide shots. This is not, I'm not even kidding.
Fergie is an airmail king. And I would put him up there. I mean, there are very few people.
Jimmy McGuffin.
Jimmy McGuffin. I'd put him right next to Jimmy McGuffin. Yeah. I'd probably give him the edge just because he's been on so many streams, so much stuff, and he just hits airmail.
Matt Guy.
But Fergie is right there with Matt Guy when he wants to, right? When he's on it, he cannot. It's so crazy when he feels comfortable and he's throwing those airmails.
Johnny Thomas, very good airmails too. Craig Irvin, very good airmails. I mean, there's multiple people.
Yeah, Fergie's just insane. We've seen him more than those people, though, right? And we've seen him just get so hot to where it's just like he doesn't miss a freaking airmail. It's crazy.
What up, Matt Hardbarger? What up, brother? All right, so that's doubles, folks. Moving into singles. Absolutely stacked field down here in Mobile. Craig pretty much could split. Craig could have went either way, I believe, and it be the same distance-ish for Craig.
Right.
He chose Mobile. Philip has him as a pick. I love it. I want to see Craig win one. Craig hasn't won one this year, you know, and not an overall. He's won his bracket, right?
Yeah,
and
one bracket.
He's won at least 2 brackets that I know of. I know he won Knoxville, and I know he won Peoria, right? I know that for sure. It could be more than that. Craig's throwing great. Just hasn't completely finished yet. It's coming. Douglas Parker the same way. He's won a couple brackets, a couple second places. I really think it's Douglas's time, man. I talked to Douglas this last week. I talked to Douglas, I don't know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. I like Dougie Fresh a lot. Good dude.
I like Dougie.
We talk about cornhole. We talk about mindset. We talk about what the ACL's doing, what the ACO's doing. We just have regular cornhole conversations. I like Dougie a lot. We saw him at the Super Regional in Martin, where he came, drove 3.5 hours, stayed till 5 in the morning, won $1,000, and drove home.
Yeah,
you know, like animal, dude, animal.
Yeah. Complete animal.
And then, Bill, you have Mason Higgins, who has, 2 overall wins or 1 overall win?
Mason Higgins, I believe,
2 overall wins.
2 or 3. I think he is second or third in the world right now. He might be third.
I think he's second. I think it's Caleb, Mason Bear Paw.
Yeah. So, no, he's got to have 3.
I think he has 2 overalls, a second overall, and a third overall.
Dude, so
Yeah.
we gotta get Stephanie on the stream, man. She knows her shit.
She's ready to be on the stream.
She knows her shit.
Stephanie,
We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna
Cornhole
talk about this.
Yeah. I like Mason Higgins a lot. I mean, in Dallas, tough players around there. I think he took a 4th in Dallas, I believe. Mason's a freaking beast. He's a beast. He's doing great.
Super
I like that
excited
pick,
to have
Bill.
him. Bob
This field
Heil,
is
what's
absolutely
going on?
stacked, though, folks. Johnny Thomas
Dude,
is in
say
here.
hi to Bob Heil.
Bob, you're late.
Bob, you are late. We already talked about you. We talked about you a lot, and I just want to thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart for giving me 10-piece there, dude.
Bob,
I appreciate
we
that.
said only nice things.
Only nice things, dude. I'm picking you all the time, Bob. We're over the Bill curse.
Yeah, it's the pick curse, whatever we want to call it.
Yep.
Bob busted it.
Passion pick, Kenny Hogan.
Hey,
That's my
Kenny
dog, dude.
Hogan.
Let's go. Runs a farm, I believe in Georgia.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think you're right.
In Georgia,
Maybe
runs
Alabama.
a farm, has I believe mostly hogs, I think, and organic and not antibiotic injected, things like that. I've talked to him
You know
numerous
a lot
times.
about this, yeah.
I do. I mean, my wife, she always buys the meat that is grass fed.
Alabama,
stuff like
he's
that
in here,
anyway.
Bill.
Freaking Okay, Kenny, let's go, dude. I can't wait to get a freaking
Folks, we've
pack
been
of
trying
bacon
to
from
trade
you, man.
bags for pork for years.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, we have. We literally have.
Kenny
I want him to
Hogan's been
send it.
ghosting us for about 6 months.
Yeah, he has. But I got him as my passion pick. You got to have a story with the person. You got to know the person a little bit. Kenny Hogan, while I've never met you in person, dude, you've been a big supporter, man. We've talked a lot in the chat and stuff like that. He's done designs for BG bags. I mean, he's a monster.
He's put
Kenny
together
Hogan's
some of our
awesome.
stuff, some of our early stuff, man. Kenny was an inspiration of, gave us some blessings, man. Kenny's been awesome to us. We really like Kenny. Kenny's the man.
Kenny, I want a pork belly and a Boston butt. That
Hey, would anybody else like to
that
place
is
an
it.
order while Kenny's in the chat?
Well, I mean, we're talking about bags, trading for some stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Okay. I got Jace Thompson. That's my guy.
It's a
Jace.
clean pick. It
Jace
a clean
is
pick.
a wild animal if he knows you. But it was the funniest thing when he won his first juniors championship and they put him on the microphone. He had one of the best post-game interviews I've ever seen, right? Composed, spoke about the game,
Right, yeah.
spoke well. Like, it was like, who is that guy? Everybody's like, who the crap is that guy? Because he's just speaking really well. And Jace is usually just kind of a wild Thornberry, And,
Wild Thornberry.
What
What is that?
Like
no,
that.
I have no idea. Do that again.
No.
I blinked.
That's
I missed
one
it.
time.
Okay.
All right. Philip's pick is Keegan Bumpus. I don't. Keegan, and then Bumpus is Bumpous.
Have you ever? You know what the Bumpus Hounds are?
No.
Kenny, I will punch him if you want me to. He doesn't know who the Bumpus Hounds are. Like, are you kidding me? Have you never seen A Christmas Story?
You want a
Christmas
5 or 1
Carol?
bar?
Christmas Carol, the movie that they play for 24 hours every time.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah, the Bumpus is their hounds eat all the turkeys, man.
Oh, man.
I guess
fault.
only old people
My
know
fault.
about it.
My fault.
All right, let's roll.
Lock them in, Bill. Lock them in.
They are locked.
Todd can't be a passion pick, Bob. He's a pro.
Yeah, he's a pro. He's a pro.
Plus,
Can't be.
isn't Todd going to Toledo? These are Mobile picks, Bob.
All right.
Toledo picks coming up.
Folks, I
Who's
know a lot
ready?
of you are going to Toledo, and I'm sorry if you weren't picked. Here we go. You ready? You ready to show it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Whew,
we
I know everybody
go.
looked at all of these already. Man, we got some good picks in there.
You can put in Smothers' pick if you'd like, or Phil's pick. It's Smothers.
Smothers.
Yep. He said Nate Stevens would be a cheater pick. None of us took Nate Stevens as a passion pick, although eligible.
I may change one pick here. I may change live on stream one pick depending on if the dude is in chat and it's a dude that I told I would pick for singles.
Oh man, here we go. How much
If they
time
don't
are you
know-
giving them?
I'm giving you 5 minutes from
You're
now.
not gonna tell them who
6:58.
they are?
No, hell no.
Why?
6:58.
Tell them who they
6:58.
are.
If
Give
you
them
say
5
something
minutes.
in chat, it is you.
It could be anybody. Say who it is.
They know who it is.
This is Xavier Wilson Williams. I don't know who it is. All right. Women's. Hey, women's is freaking stacked. It really is. You got Martina, you got McKenna, you got Josie, you got Kennedy, Meineke, you've got Mia Ray, Paula Stevens, who's made some runs this year, Carol Wozniak, Bill, Christy Claire, one of my favorites. Christy Claire loves us. She's a great person. We love the Claires. Josie's back.
We do.
It's been a while since we've seen Josie.
I got Josie. I know. That's what I'm saying. It's been a long time since we've had Josie. Hopefully she
Deb
makes
Smith.
a live stream. I think Josie's going to win the whole thing. Obviously, I picked her for women's here. I was going to pick Martina, but I was looking at it, and I was like, well, the last time we saw her at a major for women's, I believe she took 5th, 6th, somewhere around there. Or
You
5th
can't-
or
yeah,
5th
yeah,
or
yeah.
7th, or, you know, whatever. Excuse
You
me.
knew I was about to get
I know,
you.
I know.
You knew
I'm
I
not the
was-
bracketologist, folks. He is. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I haven't seen Josie Claire in a while, but I know she's been playing. So I got Josie on this one.
Yeah, I matched up with Phil too many times in this one because we did make picks before Phil again. This one I think I sent to Bill, honestly, on like Monday. I looked up the picks before they were even available. That's how ahead I got on this stuff, folks. I'm being honest about it.
That's how
I'm being honest.
privileged he is with it. It doesn't mean about how ahead he is.
Bracketologist privilege matters.
Whatever. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bracketologist.
All right, but I had McKenna.
BPM.
I had McKenna. I took Martina instead because
Yep.
Phil's got McKenna. I like McKenna. I like the way she plays. I think I think a lot of these ladies go in this field. Josephina's in there. There is a lot of beasts in this field.
There
The
are.
women's field is
There are.
stacked. These are our picks: Josie, Martina, McKenna. Okay, seniors. Me and Phil both have Mick Hogg. We've changed his name in here. It's just Mick Hogg. It's one word.
Mick Hogg. Yeah, like
Something
McDonald's.
you could
but Mick
order.
Hogg.
Yeah, something you could order to drive through. You know,
I'll
to win. If you need somebody to win a seniors tournament, you know, you just say, "Can I get me myself a Mick Hogg?"
Yeah, Mick
You know?
Hogg, please. Mick Hogg, hold the pickles. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, extra pickles.
Extra pickles. I like it.
All the
I got
sauce.
Tony Pena, man. Tony Pena, I have not seen him throw in a very long time. And I'm hoping the dude's been practicing. Have you seen, when's the last time we saw him at a major?
I think we were at the major. I want to say it was Knoxville, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I got
with
Tony
that.
for this one. I'm hoping for big things. I hope he's practicing
Might
at
have been
home.
Clarksville.
It's been a while, though. It's been a while.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, also in this field, Rick Hoaxang, Ricky Evans, Mark Smothers, which I don't even see. Smothers is not on the roll call for seniors. So somebody tell me what's going on.
Chris
with
Norris
Smothers.
got some inside info.
Mike Walters, yeah, Chris Norris, you should know.
Yeah.
Out of all people. Alan Ballard, that's our guy.
I know
He's in
Alan.
there.
I wanted
Let's
to pick
go,
Alan for
Alan.
passion,
Come on,
but
baby.
dude, Alan, is this his first or second major?
First major
First
ever.
major ever. Okay, first
Yeah,
major.
yeah.
I'm very excited about him going.
Yeah, we can't wait to meet Alan, dude. Alan's been awesome for CBC. He tags us and everything. I watch all of his stuff, man. He's hyped up. He's
Yeah.
hyped up
Yeah.
about this weekend.
Bob, wait,
Oh,
is it Sledgehammer that? Bob Heil have to leave us as many beers to drink tonight.
I don't know what he's saying.
That's
Wayne,
Wayne.
congratulations last weekend, brother.
Congrats, man! Stop speaking Wisconsinite and Canadian and let's speak some English in here.
Chris, we need to know why Smothers is not in the seniors division. He's not in the roll call. Where's he at?
Well, why is he in the roll call? And Wayne, I was just joking, man. You don't want me to pick you, Wayne, though. You told Dylan that I'm not allowed to pick you, which is that's an issue, man. That's an issue with me. That hurts. It hurts.
It hurts Wayne when you pick him and he does bad. He gets
Wayne-
the Bill curse, but Bob did break the
Bob
curse.
broke
Wayne.
the curse.
Bob broke the curse. This is actually true. This is real.
Hey, Rudy, who are you playing with in doubles?
Brandon Earls. No,
Is
he's not.
it-
That's my
no,
pick.
no,
I got
no.
Brandon and Darren.
No, Rudy has a phenomenal partner. I was about to pick them.
Change it.
No, he's playing. He's playing with somebody very good. I think.
Okay. Juniors, I got Noah Dennis. Let's go.
It's a great
I
pick.
like
We saw him
Noah.
at the beginning of the year. He was killing it at the beginning of the
Wait,
year.
Noah's not in here anymore, Bill. Time out. What do? I was supposed to have first pick.
Make a pick.
Carter guy.
Oh, I like
Carter guy.
it, dude. I picked him for co-ed. Yeah,
Yep, that's what I like.
I like the pick. It's clean. It was between Bryce Jefferson, Carter Guy. I picked Carter Guy last time. Got me a ton of points. Picked Bryce Jefferson this time.
Even if Noah comes back in, I still have Carter. Noah, you're in timeout.
Yeah, Tyler Amos, dude. I was
Oh,
looking
that
at
is
that,
a
man. I
boom.
wanted that freaking thing. I was looking at it. And then I went with Zacchaeus Braden Easterling. Although, dude, man, that's a tough one.
That's a good pick.
It's a
That's-
tough
they-
one.
They don't throw the same bags either, though. Rudy, if you gotta throw those huck mucks, good luck.
Yeah, what are you guys throwing, Rudy? What are you guys throwing?
Good luck with those huck mucks. I can't even say Huckmuck. I feel like I'm saying a foreign word.
The Huckmucks.
See what I mean? Okay. All right, co-ed. Me and Phil have Josie Clare and Braden Easterling. I would say they're the obvious favorite here, but there's great teams in here. You got Russell Tabers and Martina.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
tough.
a
beast of a
it
team.
It was tough, yeah.
Kennedy and Carter, who've been just crushing everything that they go to. BYOPs, co-eds, everything. And now they're throwing the same bags. They're both throwing CBC Dead Reckons. They love them. They're comfortable with them. I mean,
I got them.
It is.
I mean, that's my co-ed pick. I had to
legit.
take Carter Guy, Kennedy, Meineke. They haven't let me down yet. Got to take them.
Yeah, and Todd and Josephina.
This is gonna be a big test here, though. I mean, there are some monster teams. This is a big test for co-ed for every freaking division here.
Deb Smith and Xavier Wilson Williams. I like that team. Both throw fast bags. I really do. Okay. Doubles, Bill. Doubles is loaded down. And I'm surprised that you and Phil matched up on this because this is an odd pick for Phil, right? We know that Zach and Braden won Knoxville, and they beat the Hertz. They beat Kramos, right? I mean, they notable win in Knoxville.
That's why it's not an odd pick.
This was not but for Phil to go for a team that's only won one major, right? It is kind of out of his wheelhouse.
Okay.
A little bit, would you not say? With names like Tyler and Rudy in there, you know, Brandon Earls and Darren Zastro, who we know have big finishes. Who else is in here?
Rudy and Tyler.
Right. Rudy and Tyler. Cody Brewer and Nate Stevens. CJ Sluggins and Johnny Lang. I like that. Nobody knows who Johnny Lang is, folks, but you're gonna find out. There's just a lot of good teams in here, so I am surprised. Todd Gammon, who's Todd playing with, Bill? Charlie Case, I believe.
Yeah, it is Charlie Case.
Oh yeah, he told me they're gonna win. He said,
solid.
I said every single time. Every time Todd texts me a team, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do good." They really actually always do good, and I never pick them still.
So
I never trust Todd.
I would like
wish
to
I
pick
trusted
Todd
him more.
No, I would like to pick Todd in certain areas. Although I need to see that. Like one of my things, not just going with the heat, right? Like Mason Higgins, dude. He won a bunch in a row. I'm picking freaking Mason Higgins. He's phenomenal at it. But I need to see Todd and Charlie play super high in one, you know what I mean, and then play again. If they're not partners throughout the season, it's so hard to pick you because you don't get to see them over and over and say, hey, oh, these guys are progressing. They're the next freaking thing right here, you know. But I'd like to pick them. I know they're both individually very good players. I know that they both throw pretty similar bags too.
Yeah, no, fast bags, Lucky's bags, 100%. Tommy and Rob in this field. I like Tommy and Rob are back. Steve Smith and TJ Miller, and they're kind of close to home. So Steve Smith and TJ Miller, they make runs when you're least expecting it. You know, like they kind of come out of nowhere and just start smoking people, especially TJ. When TJ's hot, he'll win an entire major.
Yeah.
And that'll push us into singles. Well, I mean, I want to talk about Zach and Braden. Zach's our guy. Braden, we haven't seen these guys play a major since Knoxville, I don't think.
Right. It's been Knoxville, yeah.
So these guys have been climbing the ranks, though, since, I think Zach made a post, since January 13th, they haven't lost a regional or a major. Only one major, but 5 regionals. Haven't lost a match. Crazy. I mean, that's a statement right there.
I'm glad I picked them.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I didn't know this. They only tell Dylan this, and Dylan gets picked after that.
Well, it was posted on public forum called Facebook. Bill, look into it. I'm taking Brandon Earls, Darren Zastro. I like these guys a lot. I've talked to them. They play well. They play all the time together. I think they're going to win this major. I really do. Moving into singles, Bill and Phil have Brandon Earls, and I really like this pick. Brandon Earls in Peoria, he lost the match, came all the way back through his bracket, beat our guy. What is? Oh, because it's green. How crazy. That's wild. And then won his bracket, and then I think he took like second or something like that. But Brandon Earl's a beast.
Yeah, Brandon Earl's
absolute animal.
The last time he placed, I don't think it was too high, right? I think he took a 7th or something like that last time he played.
No, Peoria he smoked.
Okay, maybe it was the one before that. I know that there was we looked at his stats the other day. We looked him up, saw the majors that he went to, and there were a few that weren't as good as what we thought at the beginning of this year.
But he was the first one to give Caleb a loss this year.
And that's exactly right. And that's why Brandon is he's a beast, right? He's an absolute beast. So I think it's getting to the end of the season. I think he's going to be freaking turning it on, right? I think he wants to make that climb all the way up at the end of the season here.
Yeah, I took Nate Stevens. Nate Stevens, he's shown up to 2 majors. He's won his bracket in both. What did he take overall? Did he win Clarksville? Yeah, won Clarksville overall, and he took 3rd or 4th in Knoxville. Won his bracket. We watched him beat Lane Cruz to win his bracket, and then lost to Craig Irvin in the playoff format. That's what I remember happened in Knoxville. But Nate's a freaking beast.
In Clarksville, he lost Gary Bearpaw one game and then came back and double dipped, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
double dipped Spencer Garner, I believe.
Nate Stevens is a beast.
Yeah.
Absolute beast. He's an animal. He's very, very good. Throws slower bags. I mean, Viking carpet.
Yeah, he also won Kentucky State.
He's one of those guys like a Jacob Whaley throw. Very smooth, comes out of the hand, super soft, but does what he wants it to do.
He's got every shot.
Yeah.
Great air mails, great cut bags, great roll bags. Xavier said against him. Yeah, Xavier, you were in my mind for picks. This field is just crazy loaded with big names, brother.
Xavier, I gave you to 658 to say something. You didn't say anything, so Brandon Earls is locked, dude. I was gonna pick you if you would have said something between 653 and 658. Didn't happen. That was the one.
I know
Wilson.
who it was.
It was Wilson.
I gave him a shout out. I tried to help him.
I know, but he didn't say anything.
Okay. Nate Stevens, though, only has 2 majors right now, Bill. This is his 3rd major. Branson will be his 4th. So that he... But, I mean, he said to qualify... Yeah, no, I knew Braden was going to be pissed he didn't get picked for singles. I knew it. I was waiting on him to show up, man. I thought I would just get a text after the fact. Oh, my... Dude, Bill's... Dude, look at this peer pressure you just... With one message, Braden, you enforced peer pressure on Bill.
Don't make me shake or scratch whatever flavor you want my head next week. Let's go, Braden.
Let's go, Braden. Hey, I like that.
Dude,
pick.
I got it.
Hey,
I got
Braden
it. Let's
is
go.
hungry, dude. He wins everything that he shows up to right now, up in Ohio and like the upper Kentucky area. He's a freaking animal, dude. He throws a 5.5 bag. It's one of the most unorthodox bags in the ACO, a 5.5. Sometimes it's actually like more like a 3.6. It's a morphing bag. I don't even know what it is. It is something.
It is something.
But Braden throws the crap out of it. He throws it really well. He's really good. I think he's somewhere around 20 in the world right now. He wants to make top 10. You know, I mean, he wants to win King of Cornhole. Jeremiah's his guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's throwing pitch bags. He wants pitch bags back to back. He wants what's their crew called up there, New Boston or something like that. He wants them back to back. He wants to keep that title, that King of Cornhole, in Ohio. Like it's his mission. I mean, I talked to him. He means business. 100%.
We'll see. Let's go. Don't make me freaking scratch or shake my head. Whatever flavor you want, doesn't matter.
Jacob Coleman said sleeping on Tyler Amos. I mean, 100%. I mean, Tyler's
I had to change my pick.
beast.
I don't want to match up with Phil anyway. You know what I mean? I want to pick somebody that's going to beat Phil. I got to get more points than Phil. And Braden, if you can beat Brandon Earls, let's go, dude. Nate Stevens, you're going to give me points. I love it. Absolutely love it. Kill him out there.
Sleeping on Tyler Amos, Bill? Are we sleeping on Tyler Amos a little bit? It's
We are
just a
sleeping
tough
on
field,
Tyler
dude.
Amos.
It's
We
just
are.
a crazy tough field. Like, it really is. This thing is going
We
to
are.
come down to how the brackets fall, right?
It is.
And we see this a lot. If let's say we take Brandon, Nate, Braden, Xavier Wilson, Bryce, Tyler, like if half of those people fall in the same bracket, not everybody can make it. You know, like that's luckily for us. This is bracket standings, right? And like if they take second in the bracket, it's still good for us points wise. We're talking overall wins. This is going to come down to what bracket you're in, and if you can beat the tough people in your bracket.
Right.
And somebody like Nate Stevens, he's like 200, 300 in the world, dude. Like he is
He's
going to be a
300
terrible
because
seed.
he has 2 majors.
Three regionals.
That's crazy.
So he's not going to be a pro this year because he's not fitting 5 regionals in the next 3 weeks.
He could.
It's doubtful.
He could. It is doubtful. Bryce Jefferson. Okay. Who's a junior that I can pick?
I don't know. That's your guy.
I'll keep Bryce in there.
That's your guy.
in there. Bryce, you better actually freaking win juniors. Let's go, dude.
All right, passion picks. We've got a couple OGs in here, and then our guy Zach here, man. And Zach's looking to break through this weekend. He really is. He's taking it serious. He's throwing great. I watch his tournaments. His kryptonite is Braden Easterling, and he'll tell you straight up.
Oh, really?
You'll look at his games. He'll finish a tournament like 8 matches, right? He'll finish it at like a 9-6-8, right? You go look, it's like 10-2, 10-1, 9-9. Then Braden, it's like a 7-8. It's like what? And Braden and Zach will tell you straight up, like for some reason, Braden has something on him. But I think once Zach smokes him, right, one time, it's over. From there, Zach's got his number.
100% it's over. Zach, you just need that one, dude. Just that one win, and then it's done, dude.
But Zach's got to make it out of pool play, make it in the main bracket, and we'll see how the tiles fall there. Same with my pick, Johnny Lang. If you don't know him, you're about to find out, man. Johnny Lang, old school guy, man. He's I wouldn't say a backyard player, but what would you say, Bill? Non-sanctioned tournament player. Very good. Very, very good. I think he took second at state, Kentucky State this year. We saw him take first in doubles last year and win his bracket last year at Kentucky State. So he's a beast.
Jacob is right. Jacob, I completely overlooked that.
Nate Stevens as a passion is almost pretty much banned, actually.
Yeah, it should be banned. It should be banned.
He's too good.
Yeah.
Once you win a major, you can't be a passion pick anymore. That's like a solid rule.
Well, Zekir won doubles in a major.
No, but not the same.
Okay. I like it. Y'all sleeping on Jerry Stallions, dude. Jerry Stallions is a freaking man. We ain't sleeping on him.
We've never picked Jerry for passion. Have you picked Jerry for passion?
I picked him before. I have.
And Phil's got Mark Smothers. Love Mark to death. OG of the sport as well. One of Phil's best friends. I like Mark. I hope he makes a run.
Let's go. Locked in. What's next?
I guess, we're going to show Game of Throws next week.
Game of Throws. Here we go.
Bingo.
Game of Throws, man. We got
Throws. Is the blind draw
us.
filled up, Bill?
There was like 4 slots left last time I checked. 4 slots. So for the blind draw, it's a 2-day event though.
Game of Throws is full.
Full for the blind draw, which
Friday.
is May 10th, correct?
Yes.
May 10th. Although May 11th also has the $60 per team, bring your own partner, and is not filled up yet.
45 teams. I don't think there is. There's no fill-ups on it. Anybody can play.
I don't think there is a fill-up on it, but it is 45 teams so far. So the blind draw, absolutely insane. There's 128 signed up. I believe that there is a list that you can get on if you haven't made it yet. But the next day is really the big day. That's where the big money is, and that's $60 a team. So make sure you get there. We're going to be there. We're going to be streaming, although I am playing both events. Had a bunch of people trying to get me to play on their team and stuff like that. I chose one, and we're going to go have a good time. That was a joke, dude. That was a joke.
Oh, man. Jacob Coleman, he kind of got me on that.
What'd he say?
I overlooked that. But we both picked him. You picked him twice, actually.
I'm deleting his points if he got points in that major.
For you, right? As well, because you picked him twice. I've only picked him once. But you take yours. One of yours is a 4th. Good job. Proud of you for that.
Dude, whatever.
That's a man right there, folks. Yeah. Right there. He's taking credit. I'm really proud of you for that. To be
Jacob,
honest.
Get out of here, dude. You're killing me. You're killing me right now. You are killing me.
All right. Game of Throws, though, folks. It's a blast. It's at the Oak Grove Casino. We're going to be there streaming. It's a freaking awesome time. We've not seen the venue, but, I mean, it's at the casino, folks. There's no tables, so don't be fired up trying to play poker or something like that.
Dude, David Penny Jones is coming. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. Oh, Mason Jar shine. David Penny Jones. Don't hurt me
Says
like
he's got
that.
some goodies, dude. I
Don't
cannot
hurt me
wait
like
to
that,
see you
dude.
again. I cannot wait to see you throwing bags. I cannot wait, dude. Love it.
Oh, man.
Game of Throws, man. It is going to be a crazy event. This will probably be our background round when we're streaming, right? Maybe.
Perfect.
Yeah, something like that. Derek made this one for us.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat background.
This year there's no divisions like it's showing in the background. That was last year. But
last year was open. A 1-day event, I believe. Maybe a small blind draw the day before. I'm not sure.
There was like 100 people, but
there might have been. But this time, man, it is freaking huge. Last year it was so much fun. It was at a fairgrounds and stuff like that. This year they have the casino. They have a block of rooms that they've reserved that you can take, and you can. Are you banning somebody?
Bryce just got a 15-minute timeout.
What did he say?
He said cracker. 15-minute timeout.
Bryce, what are you doing, man? What is he doing? Unsponsorable. Just
he can still hear you. He just can't comment.
I know. Anyway, this is at the casino. If you look at the Scoreholio app, they'll give you a phone number to call to get a block of rooms. I think it's $50 off per room on there. I think they only had like 20 rooms or something like that to be able to get. So if you're traveling,
get in on
definitely
those,
get one. Yep. All right, next, Family Feud. Here we go.
All right, folks. Family Feud. I mean, we already talked about it last week. We talked about
Dylan's putting me on the spot. I asked him like 5 seconds ago, what is Family Feud about?
It was in, well, we talked, it was in the comments. When I made the post.
Yeah, I know what you said on there, but I don't know which one you're talking about.
Well, now there's been 2 cheating COs in a week and a half, right?
We believe. None of it's verified, none of it's vetted, nothing like that.
CBC, Google would arrest them.
The AI bot that we paid $2 million for.
It doesn't pick up for no reason.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't verified it personally yet, though. Nobody has confessed. Nobody's done anything like that.
I did try to get a confession out of somebody this week. It didn't work.
Didn't work. So no confessions, no anything like that whatsoever.
We do know that the CBI is in full investigation. And things are being done with what's going on.
Right.
If you don't know what's going on, to speak in generalities, people are entering tournaments that are not actually being played to gain the points to move themselves up in the rankings, in the pro standings, in the top 20 standings. Most of you guys know who we're talking about. If you're somebody on the bubble, this is something you should pay attention to. And that's why it was found out. It was found out by the players, right? Because these people care about this stuff. The corny 40, if you're sitting on that edge, you know, and somebody hops you, you go, who got in front of me? Because at this point, you know 39 names, right? You identify and you memorize.
If you're going to do this, you want to do it the first 4 weeks of the season.
I mean, it would be...
it would be harder to catch.
Right.
The AI bot would still get it, though.
The AI bot, yes.
I mean, I'm telling you,
we didn't pay for it till halfway through the season, and that's kind of why we're getting the alerts now.
Yeah.
They seem to be on the up and up.
It's got a 99.7% success rate on it. 99.7.
Yeah.
So, but we have a 2-step verification process with the AI bot. Not only do we have to get our notifications from that bot, but also somebody has to reach out and say something about it to us, and then we take those 2 things into context. If the AI bot, if they verify what the AI bot already told us, we believe it's enough to bring it on stream.
Yes, and we are able to then report it to the CBI, and then the CBI takes things from there.
Right.
We do, the AI bot and ourselves do some internal investigation and research on our own, but all unofficial stuff. The CBI has access that we are not granted, and the AI bot, it knows what they're looking at. It just cannot tell us this information. It has its ways in. We wish it would give us the information, but I mean, it has, respect, the AI bot. It respects the CBI and it lets them do their thing the correct ways.
Let the folks know what CBI stands for.
The Cornhole Bureau of Investigation. Yeah, I thought that was obvious.
A lot of them don't know what that is because it is its own body that's outside of any cornhole organization or league or anything like that comes.
I don't know who they are. It's a lot like the Men in Black.
Right.
Very similar to that. If that movie was real, the CBI is obviously more real than Men in Black. That's obvious. But a similar type
Men in Black was a movie. CBI is real.
Right. So. Exactly. The Cornhole Bureau of Investigation, folks. If you don't know, now you know. I'm probably going to get a shirt. It'll have a, I'm not sure what color line they would represent. Maybe purple line. And that would be like, I support the CBI.
Maybe we need a CBC CBI shirt.
We might.
And then people that know are just going to wear those things. So, Rudy Fernandez, first comment here. What makes a cheating CO? So, Dylan, give me a recap or at least tell me, what are we talking about?
So, there's a lot of different factors that go into this. One of them, like I said, inputting tournaments that were not played. This is something anybody can do as a score. I mean, I can make a tournament right now for myself, Bill, and let's say Bill's wife, Steph. Let's say it's not even ACO. Doesn't even matter, right? I just want to pump up my PPR, right?
SPR.
So I make SPR and
the
PPR.
Juice.
I want to pump it all up, right? I want to get it going. And so what I do is I take their emails, right? And I put them in because they want some juice too. So we're all going to win, right? We're all going to take first, second, thirds. We're all going to have great PPRs, and it's going to bump us up, right? So we're going to rotate this every day. Or maybe each day we do 3 tournaments. I win 1, Bill wins 1, Steph wins 1, right? We all got 11 PPRs. We're going up and up and up. That's a way of cheating. We're not actually playing these tournaments. We're just going in there, inputting fake things, right? Going into Score Magic, doing a 12-1-10, 12-1-10, 12-1-10.
Everybody knows about that. Everybody knows that is a potential to happen.
Okay.
So what are we talking about specifically today with how does that make a CO cheat, though?
Well, the CO inputs the tournaments, and then the certified official who then they verify that the tournament happens. They watch it happen. They have to be present at the tournament. Whether they play or not is up to them, but they are the ones who submit the points, the standings, and the tournament to the ACO, right, who then verifies it, okay? But what is happening is players are being inputted that are supposedly not present, okay? So the CO can receive this person's email and put them into the tournament, or this person can pre-register and you can bring them in, right? And then the tournaments are being ran and the CO is inputting them as they were ran, although that person wasn't present or the tournament didn't run at all.
Okay.
How we are seeing this, okay? There's a few different ways. Unverified venues is one of them. We are seeing venues that, as we know it, we don't know it to be completely unverified. We know it to be very unlikely to be played at certain venues.
So tell me about how. So we gave the AI bot left and right limits on what they need to look for to be able to catch some sort of cheaters. One of them would be the venue.
Right. One of them is the venue.
Because they have to play in a different venue if they're going to run the same tournament.
In
right?
the
like
same week.
Singles in the same week.
Yes.
Right?
You have to have different locations.
So if somebody goes somewhere and wins 5 tournaments in 1 week in the same city, it has to be all different locations.
Yes.
And then Google Earth helps out a lot with that, especially if maybe the tournament's in a parking lot somewhere, or they've got to be businesses that somebody puts in there, right? They're not going to put like some crazy addresses to where it's out in the middle of nowhere, because you could easily say, hey, that's not going to be a real tournament. So all it really takes is a phone call to the business that this tournament was supposedly played at, right?
Yes.
You make a phone call to this place. Hey, did you run a tournament last Tuesday? And you got to do that 5 times for the tournaments, and all of a sudden you find out that, what are you even talking about? Like, this is a Dollar General. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
what are you talking? We don't run tournaments.
Yeah, and then you may have 2 locations that are in the same strip mall or parking lot, and that would seem the AI bot picks up on something like that, because why would you have 2 venues in such close proximity in the same week?
Right.
The AI bot starts to question that, and then it gives us the information. We do some research, and to run a tournament at the same time that an auto parts store is open at the auto parts store would be a tough thing to do. Not impossible, folks. Okay, not impossible.
Right.
But it's something that the bot picks up on, right?
Right.
And this is one thing that is looked at. A second thing that is looked at is the time that the games are entered. So an easy way to tell that if one of these false tournaments are going on is if matches were entered within mere minutes of each other. And when I say mere minutes, I mean 1 minute, and it's 3 matches in a row.
So like
At that point,
somebody played 3 matches
in 3 minutes. Yes.
Wow.
Impressive.
That's quick.
I run
That's
a
quick.
lot. I think I could do it.
I've never played a match in my life that lasted a minute. Well, my wife might tell you a little bit different, but I've never played a cornhole match anyway that's lasted about a minute.
Right. Good one, Bill. But that is something. These are 2 of the instances, 2 of the things that the AI bot has given us alerts on in the last about week and a half. 2 separate COs running these tournaments, 2 very different places. One of the locations very obscure. Todd's mentioning a couple people flew thousands of miles. Another thing the AI bot picks up on is when a tournament's run, the AI bot can search for CBC bags. It's one of the things that it's programmed to do. That's how we get these people the podium picks.
Right.
And so if there's no podium picks for a tournament, the AI bot also alerts you if a tournament is ran and there's no podium picks posted. It is something that is rare in the cornhole community. The AI bot knows this. CBI kind of looks into stuff like that. We understand maybe people's cameras, phones are they're broken. Maybe your Nokia brick doesn't have a camera. Right,
but the AI looks for those podium pictures too, to have an extra layer of verification. Not only that, they also have another layer of verification that looks at what scores are input.
Right.
So if it's like, I don't know, maybe if you play 3-4 matches and it's 21-0 every match, you know what I mean? Like that is suspect.
Yeah.
Not enough on its own to say, hey, this is cheating. Like, if you just won 5 games in a row, it's 21-0 literally every freaking game, and all games are played within a minute of each other. Could it happen? Is it possible? I mean, this is 0.0000001% possible. This would be like me going to a kindergarten and saying, hey, let me teach you cornhole, and then winning every game. I'd have to throw 4-baggers literally the entire time to win in 1 minute.
Yes.
and then the kids would have to throw as fast as I was throwing and just throw them on the ground.
Right, and it would take 2 rounds, at least a down and back,
So it's
in
possible.
1 minute. It is possible.
Possible.
It is possible.
Likely at the level that we're talking about.
It'd be tough, man, to be honest, to throw 8 bags, to throw 16 bags. I mean, me and you, let's say I throw all 4 of mine off on purpose,
Right.
and you luckily throw all 4 in, we run down, collect bags, go the other way, you throw all 4 in again, I have to throw all 4 off without foot fouls, right? And then come down and enter the score, which you have to hit 2 buttons. You have to hit the button twice to enter the scores, right? We might test this, folks. We might.
We already have. We've done this. And we made videos on YouTube, right? We made a few videos that just showed 1 round. And a YouTube short has to be a minute or less.
Yeah.
And we got these things to about 45 seconds with 1 round. 45
Yeah.
seconds with that. And we weren't even inputting scores. We were just throwing 1 round, and it was about a minute. So that's what's tough to believe about that.
Yeah, and to get to the point, folks, this is happening, right? And it's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah.
It's being looked into. But these people, certified officials, are supposed to be trusted individuals to uphold the rules and the regulations. And this is where Bill and I and CBC have a real problem with this.
Oh,
when somebody
100%.
in a position of authority is abusing that authority, that is a real problem that should come with real repercussions.
There is somebody that was number 80 that's going to be number 82 by the end of the season.
Yes.
Something like that. And not going to make pro and be like, just wonder, oh, I guess I wasn't good enough. And they were the entire time. They were good enough to make that. And that's it is a little bit crazy if somebody does these things. So.
We want to see, and I think that right now a big problem that we're having with it is we're not seeing any sort of reprimand, right? Which, like we've talked about before, I don't think anybody needs to be publicly shamed.
Not yet. It's got to go through the CBI.
It's got to go through the CBI all the way through.
There are things
Give
like
due
that.
diligence,
Right.
Right. That has to happen.
You can't. So you're innocent until proven guilty. Correct. So you can't just say, "Hey, you're guilty. I'm going to delete all these tournaments until you prove yourself innocent."
Well, I like
you
that.
Can't do. You like that, but that is a totalitarian government that does that, and that is not what Cornhole is, man. You are innocent until proven guilty. So we have all these other ways. We have the scoring. We have the time that the games were entered. We have the locations. There are numerous things that this AI bot looks into, and they alert us on it. Although, for the very, very small off chance, that's why you can't say for 100% certainty that it was cheating. And if you can't do that, you can't call him a cheater. You can't do it, even though we all believe.
Okay, let's say talk about the scoring, the 1 minute scoring for 3 matches.
Right.
Is that not enough evidence purely to know for a fact?
The 1 minute timing. Let's say there was 4 matches. Each match lasted 1 minute. It was 21-0 each match. I'm sorry, you're caught.
So, but here's something they could say, right? They go, oh, well, the internet wasn't working. I had to put them in later.
All within a minute in later. Okay, so how do you fix it?
I mean,
so you gotta
this is why you have to verify venues.
Like I said, you have to be able to prove it, though. You cannot sit there and just take people off without being able to prove it.
But
because
I think
if somebody
they should have
is
to prove
legit,
it. If you have a legit, one of these sources comes up wrong, you call a venue and they say you didn't play there. At that point...
Okay, folks, I'm going to change his mind right now. Live on stream with everybody watching. I'm going to change his mind right now. You didn't murder somebody and you're being accused of that, and the punishment is being hanged. Right? And you give your story. Oh, the internet was off and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. You're going to be hanged until you can prove your innocence.
Yeah, but that's not the punishment.
But it doesn't matter.
If the punishment was you're going to sit
that is the philosophy
No.
underneath that punishment.
Negative.
And you have, if you're going to follow that philosophy for one
Negative.
thing, you can't change it for something
Because
else.
that's like saying, I'm not saying you fire the CO immediately. I'm saying you remove the tournaments that have been placed if you can verify that at least one of the things that we've talked about, at least one of those things comes up as true. If you call the venue and that venue doesn't run
That's
cornhole
true.
tournaments, that tournament at that venue can now be removed.
You're saying you're guilty until proved innocent.
That is, you are guilty. You've been proved guilty right there.
How are you proved guilty?
If you run a tournament at the auto parts store, that is what's inputted, and I call it, and they say they've never had a cornhole tournament run there, what where we at?
Well, no, you go to trial and you say, hey, these people have said this. Tell me your side.
Okay.
Right?
That all happens in how long?
Well, no, telling them their side is that innocence is saying,
Right.
oh, yeah, we didn't talk to them. We ran it at midnight till 4 a.m. And then you can look at the times to verify and stuff like that. But we ran it outside of their hours because they had a nice flat parking lot. And if it, in fact, was entered at 4 a.m. or something like that, then okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, my bad. I didn't look into that. That is innocent before proven guilty. You're saying, like, guilty before innocent is, I found
yes.
these inconsistencies, so I'm going to delete them until you can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I really think you have to do it that way.
That's guilty, and you can't do that.
You can, because this isn't a court of law. This is cornhole. These are certified officials. Nothing they should be doing. Everything
the
they
same
should be
thing.
doing should be very transparent, out in the open, easy to prove that you ran a tournament. Where when you look at something, it shouldn't even be questioned. There shouldn't even be questions on
There
this
are
stuff. And when you have
countries-
6 questions, you're talking about countries and laws and all that. It's way different, Bill. This is a punishment where these people are put in an authoritative position to do their job the right way all the time. There shouldn't even be questions.
There are many people that are put in that specific spot that are authoritative. They're over other people, but still, you have your say in court, and that is one of the things. And I'm sorry to say, that is one of the things that America was built off of.
I get
is
that, but you're taking
you
it too
have
far.
your say. No, I'm not, because it's a philosophy, and if it's right in one instance, it has to be always right to be consistent. And to be consistent, if there is some sort of excuse like, oh, we played those tournaments between midnight and 4 a.m., which is verifiable.
No, I think as soon as you can verify, I'll say 2 of these things. If 2 of these things come up completely inconsistent and can't be proven by your own research and development, then the points are removed. And then you tell that person that they need to prove themselves. I mean, that's how I would do it.
Prove it to me to put those back.
100%.
Number one, that person needs to know how you disproved it.
Okay, I would just tell them.
Tell them what?
Tell them that your venue is here within 2 spots, right? And I called the Napa Auto Parts store. They said you don't run a cornhole tournament there.
I ran it at midnight, and Scorholio saw it submitted at midnight.
Why didn't you take podium pictures?
It was too dark out.
No, they're not an excuse.
I didn't have a camera.
Not
What
valid.
do you mean not an excuse?
Not
you
valid.
can't do that. You can't. It has
Yes,
to
you
be
can.
legitimately proven that something doesn't work.
You can. And it doesn't have to be legitimately proven, I don't think, with stuff like this.
What
I don't
protections
think
would
so.
you want under
As a
U.S.
CO?
law? No, under
No,
U.S. law.
this is
What
not U.S.
protections-
law, Bill. You're just
It's not-
you're
I'm not
too
taking
far
it too
down a
far.
rabbit hole. Yeah, you really are.
It's not a
like
rabbit
you're
hole.
using one thing that is laws and putting people in jail. These are people that are supposed to be running tournaments the right way. It shouldn't even come down to this.
We're talking about like a bigger company, right? And a bigger company's values and morals. And if a bigger company's values and morals don't align with innocent until proven guilty, then they align with guilty until proven innocent. And that is bad for everything, because this is a slippery slope that you could go down, which is why that U.S. law of innocent until proven guilty is very important on this. And I'm not going on a rabbit hole because of that.
So how would they prove them then?
Like I just said,
They
there's a million ways.
keep coming to the conclusions. They're just giving you all these bullcrap excuses that are obviously, you know, with everything inside of you that the tournaments weren't ran, but you
I
can't
believe.
prove it. So what happens?
Right. You're a freaking cop that can't prove that you murdered somebody. You don't go to freaking jail because there is somebody out there. There is somebody out
So
there
those tournaments stay.
that was legit.
Tournaments stay.
Well, until they can prove it. Until they
Until
can
who
prove
can
it.
prove? Until the ACO can prove that they weren't legit.
That's what the review period is for.
So if they can't,
If they
then
can't,
all the points stay.
if they can't, then they're not.
Crap, dude.
Who has that power?
Who has what power?
The power to say your tournament was legit or not?
The leader of the COs,
Okay.
which is Whitney Garner, and then I believe also any sort of
And if
ACO
that
committee
what I'm saying
echelon leadership.
is if that power bends in one situation, why can't you bend it in another situation? that person has to be the utmost blind justice person whatsoever to say that maybe my husband played in this one, maybe this person played in that one, and I can call this fake if I wanted to, I can call this legit, and nobody could say anything because I have that power. Nobody does. Next time somebody else is going to have that power.
Actually, Jacob makes a great point. So once probable cause is established, somebody goes to jail. The suspect goes to jail. That's what taking the tournament points away is.
They have bond.
That's what taking the tournament points away is.
They have bond on something like that.
Not for murder.
They're still innocent until proven guilty.
Not for murder, they don't have bond.
They don't have to give back money. They don't have to
bond.
do anything.
No bond for murder.
There's bond for numerous murder cases.
No, not capital murder. First
Well,
degree murder, no
we
bond.
can look. Whatever. Let's see what this is. Bill, actually, that's what jail is for. Prison is for punishment. Jail is for holding while an investigation. 100%. I agree. Jail is holding unless people can go on bond.
the tournament.
There are people that are flight risks that can't go on bond. There are people that could run away and go hide and stuff like that are not on bond, right? Do you think somebody is going to hide that's a CEO or something like it doesn't matter. The philosophy of innocent until proven guilty is far superior to guilty because you never know who is going to have the power to say you're guilty. You never know
But
that.
then they
That is
hire a
why it
lawyer.
is so important. That is what it doesn't matter if
They
they
hire
a
a lawyer to prove themselves innocent. That's what they do. So in this instance, what is the CO doing to hire a lawyer, as you would say, to prove himself innocent? Because that's what happens. Once you become a suspect, you go to what is trial, right? And then you have the prosecution,
Not
and then you have the
suspect, no.
defense.
Yeah. They have to indict you on some sort of
Right.
charges. They have to say, hey, I have this much evidence. How did they get that evidence, by the way?
So then it would go the CO against...
How did they get that evidence?
Right, through Cornhole is what we're using,
so
through
there's
Google Maps.
a suspension period,
Take
which
the
would
points
be
away.
No.
That's the suspension period.
You're not allowed to run any more tournaments. You're not allowed to do anything until
And
we figure
everything
this
in
out.
question is on hold, and none of the points count.
Sure, it's on hold.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
it's legit right
The
now
points are
until
pulled.
we figure it
No,
out. But
points
this,
are pulled
they're not
until
pulled.
we figure
Why
it
would
out.
they be pulled? Then you're guilty.
No, you're not. They're on hold.
It's not. It's in purgatory.
Sure.
Is what we would call
Sure.
it. In purgatory.
Yes.
So those have already been entered. It's still in purgatory. It's
And
entered.
they go
So
off into
if I
layaway
rob a bank,
until
if I rob
you
a bank
prove your
and
innocence.
deposit all the money into an account and then I get caught and this and that, they freeze an account. That money is still in my account, but that account I
But cannot be
draw
used.
on.
Exactly. You cannot use the points. They are
But
there,
it's
but
in
you
the
can't use them.
account.
They're not there.
It is.
But they're not there. You
Dude,
can't use them
you
to,
have-
let's say, gain your pro status.
You
cannot
don't
use
understand
them.
the
They
legal
don't go into your pro status. You just proved the point, actually. You really did. Because they freeze it. You can't actually touch the money, a.k.a. the points.
But it's still
AKA
in
the
your
points.
account.
Right, for later, if the innocence is proved.
For later, the
If the
innocence.
innocence is proved, just like the bank account.
It's not.
You just
don't,
proved it. You did
You
great.
do not have to prove innocence. You are expected to be innocent. I have to prove guilt. That is the U.S. system. Innocence
But
does
the
not need to
money
be
is
proved.
frozen.
Guilt has to be proved.
But the money is frozen, right?
It's frozen
So it can't
in
be used.
the account.
Cannot be used.
But it still
Correct?
counts at that point.
Cannot, right. That's what I'm saying with the points. They cannot be used by the person in question.
It's in the account.
Sure.
That
but they
person
cannot be used.
Right. That is why there's a suspension period for that person that can no longer do anything with that account or
The points.
make more tournaments or do anything else
you can't use the
until
points in question.
that situation is done.
The
so
money
there's
that
a
is
suspension
stolen-
period.
The money that is stolen goes into a suspension period, a.k.a. frozen.
If you looked, though, if you were
asking.
like, hey, what is this person's assets? That is counted because it is in their account. Doesn't mean they can use it. They can't use it because that account is frozen by the government, right? But they don't have to prove innocence. Somebody has to prove their guilt. And that's the biggest hang up on this whole thing, is that you want them to have to prove their innocence when somebody else, the onus is on them to be able to prove that guilt. And that's what I'm saying about it.
I don't think so, though. I think that the
That-
points
that's
should
fine.
be pulled
That's fine that you
until-
don't think so.
I think
I'm
that the
saying that
course
that's-
of action
okay.
should be to pull the points until everything goes to trial and either guilt or innocence is proven.
Chad.
But until then, the points.
So let's we
should
got a
not
lot
count.
of comments here. Chad, I see yours first there. It says Bill only takes a little research to prove it 100%. I agree with you. I agree. So it should be proven though. Once it's proven, it's done. Those are null and void. 100%. I agree with you. I'm a advocate of a justice system that has to prove guilt rather than
But
innocence.
with stuff that is done on an app like this, it becomes very hard to prove.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
If you suspect somebody of a crime, you have to prove that they did that crime. They don't have to prove their innocence. That is what means innocent until proven guilty.
I think in this situation,
That's what it
you
means.
have to hold the tournament points. Nobody should be allowed these points in the ranking system until it goes through what you're
I
calling
agree.
the trial.
There are no more points, no more tournaments, no more anything
no,
that is
anything
in there.
in question.
Well, then you're saying that
pulled.
they're guilty until.
Well, I'm not saying either one. I'm saying that it's being held.
It should be. That's what it should be. It should be is that person, that CEO should be suspended.
If they can't prove guilt, then you get the points. That's how it works. But
If they
until
can't prove
then,
guilt, then
they
you get the
don't
points.
get the points.
I don't
If there's
know why
something
they
in
don't get the
question,
points.
if there's something in question, it should be able to be pulled away.
The amount of power that you're giving that person to bring up that question is insane.
Well, I think it can go to a committee. I think there's plenty of people to
What
ask.
about the last freaking major right before Worlds, right before they decide who's a pro? If I say, there's an issue here, I don't know what's going on here. Take all those points away from all those people, and then pros are already chosen. It's done.
Well, no, you have to give a time period where it's extended because of extenuating circumstances.
You have to give a time period
Yes.
because it's an extenuating circumstance to prove that guilt. That's why they freeze the account.
You're arguing with the whole chat. I don't know. I think that people in the cornhole world
It's
want
fine
to
that the
see
chat's-
these things
I don't.
hold.
It doesn't
when things
matter.
come in question like this, and
Because
it's
you argue
obvious-
with more than one person does not mean that you are wrong.
I mean, I disagree with you. Fully.
If you disagree with innocent until proven guilty, that is fine. I hope nobody has power over you to say that you're guilty,
But
because
I
you
don't
literally
think pulling
go
the
to
points
jail
is an act of guilt
until you
I
can
don't,
prove
that's
yourself
where that's
innocent.
where we're misunderstanding each other. I don't think pulling the points or holding the points off is an admission of guilt from the people in charge. I don't think that because you pull the points while an investigation is being done, that means that they're guilty. I don't think it does at all. I think it just means that they're in question.
It is though.
How? They're still there, able to be regained
unless-
at any time.
if those
as
points have been
long as
put in.
innocence is proven, or guilt is not proven, either way,
Guilt is
they
not.
are there.
Innocence
They
is
are there.
proven.
The points are there.
It is innocent until proven guilty. It's not innocence is proven. You keep going back to that. Like you have to prove your own innocence in something.
Well, or the other side has to prove guilt. That's how court works.
It's not or the other side.
One side,
It is that
one side
side.
is proving their innocence or fighting for their innocence,
No.
and the other side is trying to prove guilt.
It is the people that are trying to prove that you are guilty. You are considered innocent in everything that you do, unless that side has so much evidence to where they say, "Hey, we have these things. Tell me your side of the story." "Oh yeah, you're not innocent. You're guilty." It's done then. Like that's what it is. But if it's like, "Oh hey, prove your innocence. I think you're guilty. I ran a tournament normally as I always do." Yeah, but prove your innocence. That doesn't prove anything. Well, I did it as I always. You still have to prove it. I think you're guilty. Well, you can't prove it. Then you're guilty. That's what you're arguing for.
I'm okay with it. I'm telling you, I
You're
think
okay?
I've gained enough evidence to know that these people are guilty.
Oof.
I do. I mean,
Terrible,
everybody
man.
else agrees with it as well. I don't think that there's you've seen all the evidence that I've gained for this. Would you ensure this person is guilty?
Okay, I have seen all the evidence, and that is beautiful because now I have this evidence, and I can call that person and I can say, "Hey, square this up for me."
And they just keep making
you
excuses.
can't. You can't.
Oh no,
You
it
can't
was too
square-
dark. Yeah, we played in that parking lot.
What can you say? Okay, so I checked the times on the tournament. Well, you submitted it this time, and you said you did this, right? Why? How does that not equal up? oh, I don't know. Maybe the internet just kind of, okay, I'm sorry, but that's it.
No, that's a valid excuse.
Well, that's why people have juries.
You're saying
for
that's
things
possible,
like that.
though.
Well, that's why people have juries for things like
No,
that.
I think that the person in charge of this holds enough power that if they have enough evidence to where they know that it's faulty, that they can pull the points.
You don't think that they contact that person anyway? They can just say,
of course they contact them.
Then what?
But this person's
Why?
gonna lie.
Why would they contact them?
I think, because you need to see if they're going to tell the truth or not. You need to give them the option.
What do you mean?
Because it can change.
If you have enough
can
evidence.
change
So you told the truth that you cheated, so you're still allowed to be a CO? Is that what you're saying?
Well, when people take plea deals, absolutely, that's how it works.
That's not how it works. They get a
100%.
lesser
If you
sentence, but that doesn't mean you can still be a CO.
Exactly. And so if you lie about it, you're immediately fired, done forever. But if you're able to say, yeah, you know what, I made a mistake, then you could go on a suspension for 6 months and this and that. The points are revoked. And there could be a different course of action if you're able to be honest once people gather enough evidence to where you are suspected guilty. Because I don't think you can prove any of this 100%. I think it's borderline impossible to actually prove it 100%. I think there's enough get around excuses to where stuff like this, what we're seeing, is almost impossible to 100% make somebody guilty, which means that people are going to continue to cheat, they're going to continue to lie, they're going to continue to gain free points and screw people out of their pro status, their top gun 20, their corny 40. It's crap. And they're going to do it over and over because they're able to use these little loopholes and gray areas to work around, the power was out and this, and it's all this crap. And if you weren't there in person, there's no witnesses, right? Then nobody can prove the guilt. And then this person gets away free.
If you put a standard of guilty until proven innocent, anybody can charge you guilty, and then the onus is on you to prove your innocence. Anybody that has power like that can sit there and say, I think this person is guilty, prove it the other way. And if they can't prove it because it's just a standard thing, maybe the same exact stuff applies to that person that's guilty. Oh, I had it in this place. Oh, I couldn't input it because I didn't have internet. Oh, but doesn't matter, you're guilty. Even though you ran that tournament.
Okay,
even
so
though you ran
that. Go through every single piece, and they give you this.
What piece?
You can make an excuse.
Tell me these pieces.
Okay, the 1 minute at a time. Oh, I had to enter later because my Wi-Fi was out.
I agree.
So you're saying these people can get away with
the 1
anything.
minute at a time. I agree that is evidence enough to say, hey, what is this? This is weird. And you put that person on the spot. And if they don't have a valid excuse for it, if it's not anything, hey, I'm sorry, you're done.
The auto parts store was closed, so we played in the parking lot.
But you can't.
Good to go.
You can't say that somebody has power to say that tournament was false, and I don't even need to fucking talk to them.
I think you can gain enough evidence to know. You can talk
That's
to them,
so
sure.
crazy.
All this stuff that we brought up, the venues and everything, is you're able to get around it. So that means these people can continue to do it.
Well, then maybe they need to look at the rules and change the rules a little bit.
Sure,
Maybe pictures are required. Maybe a certain amount of time is required to be able to do things. But innocent until proven guilty is how it should always be. And I'm sorry, that is our U.S. justice system.
I mean, if we follow what the U.S. justice system does here in the ACO for certified official tournaments, then you know what? These people are going to keep screwing people day in and day out because there isn't a justified rule set. Because you know how long the legal documents are for how the law system works? It's hundreds of thousands of pages. So that means the ACO would have to write things that go into every single little detail on every single piece of everything so that people follow the rules. That is crap. That is not how it's supposed to be. These people are in authoritative positions and should follow the rules.
When things don't come out clearly, different rules in place, like take a podium picture of the people that were there.
So then after that,
100,000
after
pages.
that, every tournament that doesn't have a podium picture, points are removed.
Right.
Every single one.
Because that is the rule at that point.
I mean,
if
like
that was the rule from the beginning, that would be what it is today. Although they don't have those things. So if there is a flaw in how the rules are and how people can skirt those rules, well, then you need to make a rule so they can't skirt it, and that's it.
Oh, Bryce is unmuted. That sucks.
Oh no, man.
Oh man.
It's fine if people don't like how the U.S. justice system works.
Justice system has a great slogan: innocent until proven guilty. However, you can be arrested for being suspected of committing a crime. Then the legal process begins. To be arrested for suspicion assumes you are guilty. Because there has to be probable cause to be
You
arrested.
can say it assumes you are guilty, but you are still innocent until somebody else proves you're guilty. And
Bill
that's
must
what's
be
good about this
trying to
system
get
is
that
that nobody
ACO.
has that power.
Not even gonna read it.
I don't care. I mean, it is a philosophy, and that is what the U.S. chose. And it is the best in the world to be able to be innocent until proven guilty. I'm sorry. It is.
What points are you talking about? It's all on Cornhole, Steve, if you look up the right people.
Yeah. No, I agree that there is enough evidence to suspend somebody. I 100% agree. Although
I think you
that
suspend
person needs
the
to be
points.
talked to.
Why don't you suspend the points as well? Why are you so for keeping the points there? I don't understand why you think the points is the guilty
because
thing.
has it proven that it hasn't ran?
But you're saying
Has it been proven that
if
it
the
hasn't
person
ran?
can be suspended, why can't the points be suspended with them?
Has it been proven that it was not ran?
But it is in question.
It is in question.
But it's in question. So
Right.
why can't they be pulled while they're in question? I don't understand why you're so against that. I don't understand why you're so against pulling the points while it's in question. What's the big deal? Why can't you pull the points?
Well, because the points are already input, correct?
Right, but they could be taken out.
But the person is
Very
in suspension
simply.
until they can prove
This person and the points.
Literally proving it or not proving it should take a 15-minute phone call.
Okay, well, right now it's been 10 days.
Oh, that's not my fault.
I know, but what I'm saying
How
is
is that
what's
my
going
fault?
on.
Like I don't know that it's been 10 days.
Oh no, I gotta read this comment for you, Bill. So if a teacher harmed a kid, are you gonna let that guy keep being a teacher until it's proven guilty?
Am I gonna let him keep? No, he's gonna be suspended. Legitimately, what the CO would be suspended until they are either proven guilty or not. But they wouldn't be doing that because it is in question, and they would have evidence to say, hey, I got a video camera that shows you doing this, you're on suspension. Exactly what they do with any other freaking job whatsoever. A cop, somebody working for a financial company, anything like that.
What if it takes 3 days to get the video evidence?
What do you mean 3 days to get the video? The
What if
kid
it
comes
takes more
home
than
that
one
day.
But that's just hearsay.
So are you telling me that the kid's tests?
Well, you're saying
like,
until
don't
video
understand.
evidence, until proven that teacher would stay.
Well, you're telling
That
me
the person, the victims.
I'm not saying.
the
I'd say
victims
that they are
claim-
suspended from doing any sort of teacher obligations whatsoever until that has passed. That questioning, that line. That's it.
Right, just like the points or the
You're
tournament
the
should
one
be
who's
suspended.
saying that. Hey,
Just
those,
like the tournament of the points should be suspended until.
No, I'm
the
saying
review
that
process is
the CO
done.
should be suspended. You're
Why
saying
not the tournament of the points
You're
as
saying
well?
that the kids' tests should be taken back until the
The
points
kid
can
didn't
be.
do anything wrong.
Or it could be a different situation, which I don't really want
The
to talk
CO
about on
endpoints.
stream.
The CO,
I don't really want to talk about
I
on
get that.
stream, but they could. We'll just say that the player could also be colluding with that CO.
Right, but the CO inputs the points, and they start the tournament, and they run the tournament. It's all something that's in their purview. So you have to take away everything that they are involved with that is in question. You have to suspend all of those things at once because that is the reason the questioning's even happening.
Well, let's go with this then. Let's go with this. The entire year of that CO's, every single tournament has to be pulled back. Every single one,
No.
because everything is in question because we question one tournament. Everything.
No, you suspend that tournament.
No, but we haven't
That's
reviewed.
what I'm saying, though.
We haven't
That's what I'm
reviewed
saying.
all of the other tournaments.
But the one in question
Doesn't
is the
matter.
one that can be pulled.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
It doesn't
100%
matter.
matters.
Everything needs to be looked at now.
No, it doesn't.
What do you
look
mean
at
it
the
doesn't?
stuff
How
that
do you
was
know he
in-
didn't cheat before?
If you know for a fact you have one of these indicators that we've talked about for an hour,
How do you
then
know?
you pull that tournament.
How do you know he hasn't cheated prior? Everything needs to be pulled.
I
Every
think-
point that CO
You're
had
just
given
making
to
it
anybody.
ridiculous. You're making it ridiculous.
making
for no
it
reason. Yeah, to
ridiculous.
like fight your argument. You pull whatever's in
I'm
question.
going with your logic.
You pull whatever is in question.
Everything's
at
in
that
question
time.
at that point
No,
because
it's
that CO
not.
cheated.
No, it's not. Whatever was given to you in evidence and you've found, like that's what's pulled. That's obvious. That stuff is suspended as review
Everything
goes
should be.
through. If after that you find these multiple tournaments, you find the person guilty.
If after that
Well, yeah, you
decide
find
to
them
look
guilty.
into it on your own.
Yeah,
like,
once you find them guilty, so let's say it's one tournament is in question. You find them guilty of that tournament. At this point, they are already guilty, right? Those points are pulled, tournament's gone forever, Aaron Hernandez. Now, you review everything from the backside. But you start off with whatever tournament or tournaments are in question. Everything that is in question that you are first brought is suspended, gone.
Everything should be suspended.
The stuff
if one
that is in
if one is in
that is
question.
ridiculous.
How is that ridiculous?
Because why would you look at why
Because
would you
you
suspend
don't
everything?
know if anything else has been cheated
Right,
or
but you're
not.
not looking at
you
that stuff.
suspect that these
You're
things.
not looking at that stuff. You're
Why
looking
not?
at the stuff that you were given evidence
Why aren't
for.
you looking at that?
You look at it after.
Why wouldn't you
You're
look
being
at
crazy,
it?
dude. I can't even get behind this right now. This is the most sober I've been on stream, and I cannot get behind this.
It's fine that you can't get behind it. It doesn't matter. That is what it is. You are
That's
arguing
not what
guilty
it is.
until proven innocent. So why wouldn't
No,
I
I'm
say,
not.
hey,
I'm
this
arguing
CO
this-
cheated here, and I have evidence that they cheated here, and if I'm going to suspend the CO for just this, we don't know. I haven't looked into anything that this CO has ever done before, but he's guilty until proven innocent, so all of his matches do not count.
No, that is not it, though.
That
What I'm
is that
saying
line of logic.
No. Once you get arrested or you become in question, the stuff that is in question should be held to the side. That's obvious.
That's the same.
Why wouldn't it be?
What I'm
the
talking
CO
about
creates
is
the
the
tournament,
exact
runs
same
the
line of
tournament, and
logic.
inputs the points. Right? They have purview over all of that stuff. That is their stuff. So when that's in question, when one of those things, the tournament is in question, now the points are in question, the CO is in question. That means that those three things can go into a suspension status.
You are saying that these points that they do, when they're in question, what something has not been brought up here is that he is saying that these points haven't been entered yet. These points have been entered.
No, I'm saying
they're
they're entered.
already
No.
in there.
That's
so
fine.
what Dylan is saying that before we know if these were actually fake, if anybody calls up and says, oh, hey, this person's doing this, let me pull those points and take those from everybody until this person proves their
That's not true.
innocence.
I just said earlier, I said,
That's
once
what
you've
you're
gathered
fucking
enough
saying.
evidence, the person in charge, right? Once they've gathered enough evidence to ensure
So
that
those
these
are
things
always
are
points.
in question.
Everybody knows where they are. They're always points. They're sitting there
Right.
until enough evidence, which let's say 2 weeks after.
If you call, let's say
2
you
weeks
call the
after.
person in charge, okay, 2 weeks after, sure, and you say, I ran a tournament that's in question, okay? That person goes and looks at that tournament. You've given them the tournament.
What do you mean I ran a tournament that's in question?
I ran a tournament. You are telling on me, okay?
Okay,
Following?
I'm telling on you.
You're telling on me to the person in charge, the person that makes these decisions.
I'm calling the CBI
Bingo.
saying, hey, this dude ran a tournament that I don't
Yes.
believe is true.
Right. And you say for XYZ, right? You say, give them 2 reasons, okay?
And you're saying the CBI says those tournaments don't count anymore.
No,
Dylan.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying
No,
to
no,
explain this to
that
you.
is what you're
No,
saying.
what I said is then the CBI ensures what you said the evidence is true. Once they know that that evidence is true that you said, they can now put it
suspend
on
them.
suspension. Yes. Yes.
You're crazy.
It's not just
You are
immediate.
crazy.
They go look into it as well.
Right, yeah, right.
And then they
That's
suspend
not what
it.
you said this
Once
whole time.
Yes, it is. I said once they've gathered evidence or seen evidence that is enough to make it in question,
Somebody
you
gets
suspend it.
suspended.
That's exactly what I said.
You don't
I've said
pull
it
the
for an hour.
points until they're proven guilty. This is the only issue that you and I still falter on, is I don't think that those points are pulled
Right.
until they have that conversation with the CO. And you have said the points need to get pulled before they have that conversation
Once
with
the
the CO.
CBI person establishes that there is
Regardless-
evidence in question,
Right,
yes,
right,
it goes into
exactly.
suspension. Once that person is suspicious, right? Once there is probable cause for that person to become in question or that tournament, we'll say the tournament because that's really what matters because the CO and the points fall under the tournament, then at that point, everything there is suspended.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's wrong. That's right. Just
That's wrong
just the
to
1
you,
point.
to you.
We're in agreement on 90% of it. Literally
Right. You
90%
want the people to keep
of
their
it.
points until the person in charge. You think that everybody gets to keep all their points, so you can just enter
I think
all. So if
even
you
finding
enter-
the evidence, that person should be called and discussed with that evidence prior to making the judgment to pulling the points. You think that if that person has evidence that they should pull those points. So that would
Yes.
be like in my neighborhood, we'll just say a murder happening with an Oneida kitchen knife. We'll just say that happened. And then somebody comes to my house and says, hey, do you have Oneida kitchen knives? And I say, yes, I do. You're going to freaking jail. That's what happens, what you're saying. And it's like, why am I going to jail? Well, yeah,
if the knife-
you're guilty.
if the knife has blood on
you
it,
have
then
that
yeah, they go to
brand.
jail.
No. I just have that brand of knife. I just have the brand. Nobody knows that the knife has blood on it yet. We just know that a knife of this brand killed somebody, and I have that brand,
And
so I
100%
have
those
to
people
go
can
to
be brought
jail
in.
because it's evidence, and it's evidence
Right.
that I have those specific Oneida knives, even though I wasn't there. I was out to dinner with my beautiful wife.
But nobody knows that yet, right?
Nobody
So
knows
then-
that, but I have to go
but
to
what-
jail.
Exactly. For
That's so
72 hours. That's the law.
That's
They
so
can 100% do that. If you're a suspect, you can be held for 72 hours.
I have to get
Against your will.
I
Did
have
you know
to
that?
get, I have to get bonded.
Did you know that, though?
What?
That they can
What-
hold
what
you
are
for 72
talking about?
hours as a suspect?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
as an adult and a suspect.
AKA
72
the
hours.
points.
Yeah. Okay. The points for 72 hours, not just the person, not just suspended until they prove their innocence. So
The
all those people
tournament,
that
the
may
points,
have
and the CO
so all those
are
people that
all in question. It's
may
one
have or
thing.
may not have played have to give up their points for a certain amount of time until like this stuff can be hashed out. Like I have to give
Yes.
up my life.
Because what you're
72
saying,
hours. Okay, so good. I like this.
No, I don't
There
like the
should
number.
be
The
a-
72 hours is what's done.
There should be a probationary period, a 72 hours. If I can't come to a conclusion within that 72 hours, then the tournaments are
You're
good
so
or they're
crazy
not
right
good.
You're insane.
I
right
like
now.
it.
72 hours is the number that's used in our legal system.
Okay, no, and I'm saying that
I don't-
let's use that 72 hours to say, hey, I have 72 hours. This is the evidence that I have. I have 72 hours to either say like, hey, you know, we're gonna have a trial because I have so much evidence that you and I need to talk, or well, you know, UCO that probably didn't do anything. You just have Oneida knives. I don't know. With 15 people also in your neighborhood do, you're gonna be suspended for 72 hours. You're going to jail for that.
No.
Like that's crazy.
But what you're saying is that it has to go through this process, which means that these people could
I'm
do this
saying it-
the
yeah,
week
there's a
before
process.
pro points get in, and now it's done. Now they are in.
No, they're. What are you talking
Pro points
about?
are in. Now those people are pros. The last week of the year, because now there's not going to be enough time because the points have to go
Well,
in.
there
so they'll
has
just
been enough
input the
time.
tournaments. No, they'll input the tournaments the day before points are going to be done. And since it has to go through the process, it's going to be too late, and those people are pros.
That would be an extenuating circumstance.
Well, that's
for
what you're
for
saying
those
would
people.
happen. You're
Well,
allowing that.
I am allowing an extenuating circumstance when somebody cheats.
No, you
And I'm not
suspend
just
them.
going to call them guilty. You're going to say that, hey, you're guilty, and those are not pros.
I never said guilty. I said you suspend the points. I don't know why you think these people continue to like hold on to the points for as long as possible.
If you suspend points, you are considering the people guilty.
No, I am
don't-
suspending them. They're just in question. They're
Oh.
just in
Oh,
question.
well, they're just in question my way, too.
No, you're letting them have everything.
How am I letting them
They
have
get to stay
everything?
in there, and if the date comes up, or if they can't be proven
That doesn't
guilty,
mean that they're pros.
Yes,
you
it
have,
does.
You have a time limit. We talked about 72 hours. You have a time limit to be able to do it. If you cannot find that they are actually guilty, then it's done.
two singles ran in the same building a day apart, and a guy that can't even beat me won first. Bill, come on, just say he's guilty.
That right there, Tim Smith, that right there in the same building in 2 days is against the rules. That's not even a question. It's against the rules.
But it was two
I'm
different
not.
buildings.
Nobody's arguing that. That
Two
should be
different
taken
buildings
away.
in the same parking lot. He's good to go.
Is that what it says?
No? But I'm saying, I'm asking you.
Whatever the ACO rules are for it are the rules. If it's two different addresses and they happen to be right next to each other, that is the rules. I didn't make those up. They did. If they want to close up those rules and figure out how to stitch them up and say, hey, you're not allowed to run in a building or an address right next door to this address, then they got to
just-
figure that out. That's
I just
not for
don't
me to
think
figure out.
suspending the points is showing that they're guilty. I just don't get that. Why can't you suspend the points?
Well, because you suspend the CO, you're not allowed to run any tournaments, and all your tournaments are under question.
But why not just suspend the tournament?
Because they're still in it. After a CO cheats, every tournament, and I hope everybody agrees with this, I don't know, but every tournament should be in question if they are caught cheating once, correct?
No, you look at what is turned into you.
But okay,
That stuff
and you have
becomes
evidence for
suspended.
that, and you don't go any farther?
You take the points. That's what I'm saying. For the tournaments that are in question. And then you go through the process
No,
that you're
what
talking
you're
about.
saying is that I call somebody up and I say, hey, this dude's being a little shady, and maybe I know they didn't have internet. You know what I mean? For one tournament or something like that. And just that tournament is in question, even though they may be freaking totally legit and everything like that, but we're still going to take away those points until that person can prove their innocence through this
If there is
whatever
probable
system.
cause, things can be suspended.
And no other tournament is ever going to be looked at for the CO. Like, if you cheat
that's not what I
once,
said.
every tournament should be looked at,
That's
and
not what I said.
everything at that point.
If you are guilty of cheating, absolutely, I agree with you. But at the time, whatever tournaments are in question, if there's probable cause that the cheating has gone on, but it has to go into a further investigation, then it should be suspended.
If there's probable, what do you mean by probable cause? If there's probable cause,
What we talked
give
about,
me an
like the
example.
tournaments being entered within minutes of each other. At this point, you know that this is
No,
probable
that's-
cause that it's a fake tournament.
That's evidence that somebody could use as like, hey, I think this
probable
is really
cause.
cheating.
As probable cause.
I think that, well, probable cause would be somebody else calling you and saying like, hey, this happened.
No, the CBI
evidence,
could look
the
at
evidence
something
that the
called probable
CBI
cause.
knows. No. Probable cause is used to be able to investigate farther into like somebody's vehicle or something like that is probable. This is evidence at this point. What you're saying is like somebody called me and told me these things, right? And I looked at that on Scoreholio, and it is evidence that you may have been cheating.
Tyler Amos knows who now.
What is that?
Everybody, yeah, he wants to know who it was.
Oh man, everybody's looking for this.
Everybody's gonna know now. I don't know. I mean, we're just gonna have to legit, the chat and me are gonna have to not agree with you.
Coleman, it says, Bill, people are calling saying this happened along with the evidence. Those calls are evidence. That's what it is. Just because people say it happened doesn't mean it happened. Those are evidence. That is something that somebody has. Well, this person was supposedly at your tournament, and they said it never happened. Tell me how it happened. Well, if they're saying they weren't there and they really weren't there, I don't know. I have somebody by the same name. Oh yeah, let me get his phone number. I don't have his phone number. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but that is not a legitimate tournament, and we're taking that away. That is proving guilty, right? It's just more evidence when people call them for these things. I implore people to call them for these things, but I also don't want somebody to also have that power to say, no, you're guilty. Prove to me that you actually ran that tournament. I don't care. Your last 5 tournaments are out because nobody knows if you ever ran it. I don't want somebody to have that much power, right? I want somebody to have the power to say, hey, I had all these people call me that said that they were at your tournament. They called me. They really weren't at your tournament. Square that up for me. In the next 5 minutes, if they can't do that, sure, fucking take all the points away.
Yeah, but
It's
the people
done.
involved we already talked about are likely colluding with the CO, and they're gonna say, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there.
All
So
the
now it's
people-
all good?
I thought we had people right here saying that people are calling right now.
That tournament,
saying,
the Georgia thing is 100% cheating. They outlined 2 things in here that they said were 100% against the rules, right?
do people
Proven.
get away with murder?
Yes.
Okay. People do. And we'll both agree on this, that people
Yeah.
do get away with murder. Should everybody that we suspect of murder be thrown in prison?
No, they should go to jail.
Well, they do.
Right. just
Unless
like-
they're bonded.
What you're saying, like what I'm telling you is there's no bond in this situation because there's nothing that can equivalent
There is.
to
You're
bond.
right. You're right.
There's
There
nothing that
isn't
can.
a bond. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
what
agree.
I'm saying is jail is equivalent to suspending the points.
Jail is equivalent to suspending the CO or that person.
This, it's
Because-
all the same thing.
No,
because that is
it's not.
something in the possession of this. It is one with the CO. When you become a CO, your tournaments and the tournament that is in question and the points that you enter are you.
It's not. It's not.
Yes, it
And
is.
I'm going to prove to you how it's not. If I stole a TV out of your house and I brought it to my house and I told the cops that I did not steal that TV and you said I did steal that TV and so I had to go to jail with this, the TV stays in my house until I'm proven innocent. Or excuse me, until I'm proven guilty.
No, what
You
you're
got
saying
me
is the
mixed up.
criminal keeps the TV.
Yeah, the criminal does until I'm proven guilty of
No,
stealing it
that's
from your
not true.
place. What are you talking about? It's not true.
No, once the criminal's caught with the TV and that guy goes, yeah, that's my TV. Here's the serial number. It doesn't. They don't wait to go to court.
So
it's
I
like,
can,
yeah, here, sir. Here's your
I can
TV
call
back.
a cop right now and tell him that you stole my TV.
Well, if I have a TV, then I mean, yeah, it could be. And if you were able
And
to
you're
provide
gonna
the
go to
serial
jail
number,
and I'm gonna get a free TV?
what? No, you'd have to know the serial number and prove that it's your TV.
Oh, everybody knows the serial numbers of all the TVs that they have. We write those down in little documents and stuff. Like, that's crazy, dude.
It's on a receipt.
Give me a break. That doesn't
That's
happen.
what you're trying to do. You're trying to make all these extremes for nonsense.
I'm not making an
These
extreme.
people are
I'm saying
obviously,
that
there's enough evidence to pull the tournaments. Everybody knows
crazy.
this. Like, I don't know why you even fight it.
If there is enough evidence, it should take 2 questions to ask somebody to say, hey, it's proven you're guilty. These tournaments are done. If there's enough evidence, that is what people build. That's how a prosecutor builds a case. They find evidence, they come up with a structure of questions, they call the person, or in trial is what we have in the US, and they say, hey, square this up for me. I can't square it up for you. Okay, dude, you're guilty. And the judge rules that they go to freaking prison. And that's all I'm arguing for. That's it. If they have enough evidence, and nobody can have an answer for that, then they're guilty. And the shit should be taken
you
off.
should be able to pull the points. Once evidence is provided and verified,
That's so crazy.
you pull the points. Why? I don't get why you're so with these people.
What I'm saying, you're saying once there's evidence all the time about things, but don't link a specific person to it. Like, there's evidence that there was a murder outside with an Oneida knife, which 12 people in my neighborhood have. I'm one of the owners of an Oneida knife. You're saying that I go to jail just because there was evidence that
Well, no, I don't think the Oneida knife is enough evidence, actually.
What is enough evidence, Dylan?
Well, I just told you everything about this tournament. I gave you everything that is enough evidence
then it should be
to be able to suspend the points.
Then it should be pretty easy to prove.
To suspend the points.
Then it should be pretty easy to prove.
But everything is going through the processes right now,
right.
What you would call a trial,
and
the points are still there.
It's not my fault that a process takes more than a day.
But I'm
takes
saying
more than 10 minutes, takes more than 5 minutes.
In this process,
we can argue about the process. Is the process shit? Sure.
No, what I'm saying is in this process, the points should be pulled. You're saying they shouldn't.
Well,
regardless of how long the process takes.
Sure. Tell me the process. What was the process?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I know there's a process
then
going on.
How do you know
the points are still there? I don't think
don't even
because
know the
I know
process.
there's enough evidence for the points to be pulled.
Okay. You do.
Yeah.
You have zero.
I presented the evidence.
Do you have checks and balances on all of this evidence?
I presented the evidence.
And you have all sorts of checks and balances on it, and it's good enough for you.
Plenty.
Right?
And I mean, not just me.
Now you tell that to somebody else, and you expect them to take your word that this all should be pulled and it should happen within 5 minutes because it's your word.
No, the person in charge should verify.
Tell me about their verification process.
They have to set that. They set that standard.
What is it?
They set that standard,
That's
not me.
why they're not deleted.
No, they should be suspended until that process is complete.
And I can agree with you 100% that they should probably be deleted based on the evidence, if true. But you can't say that that person doesn't have an onus to ensure that what you told them is true. And if it took you 5 minutes, maybe it should take them 5 minutes. If it didn't take them 5 minutes, I don't know the process. You don't know the process. Maybe they had to go through other people, and that's why it is taking so long. Other than that, that is innocent until proven guilty. That's it.
I don't think pulling the points makes them guilty. I don't think putting the points suspended makes somebody guilty.
Regardless of the points.
That's what we're talking about.
No, we're talking about the process
argument.
for it now. Because I agree with you that there is enough evidence to where if I called the person specifically and I said, oh, how do you square this? How do you square that? Well, this isn't... I could literally do 15 minutes of investigation and say that, you can't answer these questions.
You don't think
that's
that
not my job to do
with enough evidence,
that is somebody else's job to do.
You can suspend the points and call the person and go, hey, I have your points suspended for this tournament, and this tournament because of this, this, and this, which was given to me by X amount of people. Through my process, I believe there's probable cause that these tournaments were not ran. Is there any way you can verify that these tournaments were ran?
No, I think that phone call goes completely different than that. I think that phone call goes, hey, I've been informed of this, and this about your tournament. So, these are in question right now. How did this happen? Tell me about that. Okay, well, how did this happen? Well, if this happened this way, that can't happen that way. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pull your tournaments. That is proving guilt.
What if you can't get a hold of the person?
You call
that happened
them
for
again.
That happened for the first 2 days of this situation.
Maybe that's the whole deal.
Maybe. So that's why I think that the point should be pulled prior to, because now these people could just ghost. and the points stay forever because you can't get a hold of them.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's what you're saying. You're saying you have to speak to the person, and they have to until you pull the points. You're saying the points stay in there until you talk to the individual.
The person is ghosting you, and you can't do anything about it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an option.
Right.
You like to go to extremes?
Well, no. If it's an option, there should be a stipulation in the rules about something like that. There isn't. You are correct.
So what happens?
So we are talking about these specific rules and what should happen. Number one, we've identified that there should be a time limit on games under review. Okay. Right? Correct?
Yes.
We both agree on there should be a time limit. Number two, there should be a process on those games under review. Correct? And that process has to fall in with that time limit, or else the game is considered legit. In my opinion, the game is considered null and void in your opinion if it goes past that time limit.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So I think it's legit. You think it's null and void, depending on the statute of limitations is what we'll call that small ass time limit.
Okay.
Right, and then there's, well, I mean, what else could there be? Somebody doesn't answer. Well, then it doesn't fall within the time limit. You're saying they should be null and void.
You have 3 to 5 business days to answer a phone call.
Well, I think there should be probably a 30-day window. Somewhere around there, so it's somewhere close to, I don't know, 2 weeks to 30 days, somewhere around there, to where if I am a person investigating something that has come in question and I can't get a hold of you for this long, which everybody can get everybody is available sometime in between there, unless you are deployed overseas, and you're probably not a good CO candidate if you're deployed overseas and stuff like that, correct? Mm-hmm. So I would say that the tournaments are null and void if in question, if it passes this amount of time that we can't get a hold of you. And that's the same that it is with like a business meeting. Like if I was to vote on something and Derek was, and we're like, hey, we got to call something, we have 30 days to be able to convene a meeting. If that meeting doesn't happen in 30 days, that shit passes.
What? Okay, so I like that.
So and that's what I'm talking about for something like that.
I mean, there's just a lot that comes with this, and I hate to play the what if game all day because we've been doing it for a long time now.
Yeah.
Because like if you talk to the CO and they just don't want to answer your questions. Because you're saying they shouldn't have to prove their innocence, right? You have to prove them guilty. So that because your way of going about this is you call them and you have suspicious activity, right? And you question them and you're looking for them to verify the tournaments essentially with you, right? If they can't do that, then you're able to find them guilty. You can pull the tournament points, right? But if that person you're calling doesn't want to talk about it, I don't answer questions.
Then it's done. No, that is done. And you can't, just like our court system, you can't do that in court. You can't be like, oh no, I'm accused.
The Fifth Amendment.
Well, you can plead no contest, but that assumes guilt.
Well, no, the Fifth Amendment does not assume guilt. The Fifth Amendment is your right to remain silent.
Well, no, the Fifth Amendment is when cops are questioning you prior to being given a lawyer.
This would be the same.
Well, we're not. We're not talking about cornhole lawyers with the CBI.
But the CBI is like a cop, and this person is the person in question, and they want to you like to use the law system tonight, so they want to exercise their right to not speak, to remain silent on the questions they're being asked, because you can't prove them guilty. So they don't have to answer your questions.
Well, then you say that this is suspect, and if you can't answer anything on it, then we're taking these off.
Why? They haven't been proven guilty. That was your whole argument. That you have to prove them guilty. So if they don't answer your questions, you can't prove them guilty. Therefore, they're innocent. That was your argument all night.
You're not innocent if you don't talk.
That's the Fifth Amendment.
That is not the Fifth Amendment.
Yes, it is. Because then, if you are...
That's so ridiculous.
That's how it works.
No, it does not work like that.
You don't have to speak at any point if you are suspected of something.
You would be considering the trial when you got pulled over. And I'm sorry, but the cop isn't the judge and jury. The cop is somebody and that's when you plead the Fifth. So you're not able to talk to the cop without a lawyer present or something like that. We're not that's completely different than what we're talking about right now.
I don't think so. I think if they decide to not talk, because you're saying that they have to be proven guilty.
So you're saying that these are cops, and they don't also get to judge. So who gets to judge in the ACO then, Dylan? I guess who's the judge of it?
I don't know.
Well, then I guess what you're talking about doesn't matter.
It does apply. I mean, that's what you're saying, that they have to be proven guilty. That's what you've been saying the whole time. That you have to prove them guilty. So who's the cop then?
Right.
So who's the cop? The people calling in?
that on the
Because those
person
are witnesses.
that on the person that receives information, there is an onus on that person to talk to the other person and say, hey, why are these tournaments entered within a minute? Why are these tournaments one address apart in the same mall parking lot? We'll just say that. Why are these tournaments, why are these people telling me that they never showed up to your tournament and they were entered in there? Why are you, and if they can't answer something like that, yeah, all those are taken out. We don't have an actual judge that sits on a freaking podium with a gavel. You
Right,
know
but
what I
the
mean?
person questioning
but
is
it
the
should be
judge.
more than, oh, hey, Dylan called me and told me that these aren't legit, so sorry, we're taking them all.
And I agree that,
Like,
that you can't do that.
that's
That's
not
not
the
enough
standard.
circumstantial evidence. I agree with that.
Not circumstantial. We're just talking about
Well, that is
evidence.
circumstantial evidence. What I'm saying, the call is just circumstantial,
It's
right?
called hearsay.
Hearsay
is what the
right.
call is, right?
But everything else that you gather, seeing the stuff on Scorholio, it might not be a direct violation, the 1 minute at a time, right? Or the venues in the same parking lot.
Right.
But it is enough probable cause and evidence for that to be suspended. That's what I'm trying to get here, is that the tournament, at that time, the tournament is now, should be deleted, right? Or pulled aside. Because there is enough evidence that you've seen through one, hearsay, right? And then two,
your phone call is the evidence, is what you're saying.
well, and then the evidence on Scorholio that you find, which is
They're not
the
going to
games
find that.
inputted.
You told them these things.
Well, no, I told them, then they verified it.
And then they're going to need to... And you're saying prior to a conversation with that person, you're guilty.
Well, I'm saying that you can... No, you're not guilty. You are suspended. That's what I've been trying to say.
Until you prove yourself not guilty.
No, and...
What I'm
Yes.
arguing for is a conversation with that person to say, hey, how is this possible? How is that possible? How is that possible? Oh, it's not? Okay, you're guilty. You're done. What you're saying is, oh, Dylan called me and then I looked at it. You're guilty. How is that
No, but what you're
possible? How is that?
saying- what you're
Okay, never
saying,
mind. You're not guilty and I'll give it back to you.
Around. That person can go around. Everything we've talked about, there is something that could get you out of it. We've already talked about that. The 1 minute scoring thing, oh, well, I had to enter them later because my Wi-Fi wasn't
Well,
working. Does that
people
mean
are-
is the tournament good or not? If you're in charge, that's one thing.
Well, I don't.
That's what they tell you.
So if I spent maybe 2 days figuring out how to find people that are cheaters, and there's plenty of ways.
There's a lot.
You
Yeah.
know that hey,
Yeah.
if 3 games are entered, it's 21-0, and they're all a minute apiece, and they're all 21-0. I mean, come on, give me a break. I agree, and on that level with you, I 100% agree. It's something that should be called in. But their process is their process for it. And I hope to God their process is innocent until proven guilty. I hope that is, because the other way around is just, it's
Seems
not
that way.
good.
I get what
It
you're
is
saying.
not good for anybody to have it the other way around, unless you have the most trustworthy people ever for all time in all of history being in that position that gets to make the call. And that's what I'm saying.
And Dustin,
And you can't always count on that
we agree with
person.
you, Dustin. If there is something that is 100% in the
Oh,
rules that
100
says you
I
can't
agree.
do this,
Dustin,
it's
you're on
done,
it.
100%. But what we're
100%.
talking about are these things that are what people would call suspect, right?
Right.
That look suspicious,
Right.
and you have 1, 2, 3 of them. At what
Call
me
it
and Bill
in.
are talking about? At what point should the person be found guilty and the points be pulled?
Right.
Like that's where we're at.
Well, honestly, what we're arguing is like the smallest piece of, and I know we're both getting, we'll just say passionate about the argument on it.
Yeah.
But it's literally one very, very small thing that we're arguing. We both think if somebody is cheating or you notice somebody that could be potentially cheating, it should be called in.
Yeah.
Right? 100%. It should be investigated.
Okay.
100%. The only difference is that he thinks the points should be taken away
No, suspended.
upon
Layaway.
suspended. That means taken away. They don't get the
No,
points,
no,
do
no.
they?
Not right now.
They're floating in the ether.
Their frozen bank account.
He thinks that the floats get the points get floated in the ether,
Frozen bank
and
account
I think
points, yes.
that it should stay until that person is actually proven guilty. He
Right.
thinks
I
that they
think
need
they
to
should
prove
be
their
frozen.
innocence prior to that.
I think that they should
Pretty
be
much-
frozen points, yes.
Pretty much, if you were a CO, Dustin, and I called the gods that be at the ACO and I said, hey, this stuff is a little suspect. Everything that you entered in the last week should be on hold, and nobody should see those points until that person figures out a way to call you and say, prove your innocence. Bill said that you were guilty. Prove your innocence. I argue the other way, that it should be in there, even if I call that person and say, hey, I think there's a little suspect here. And then they call you and then they say, hey, we've had a couple calls on this and there could be some nefarious activity. Can you tell me about it? And then you have no excuse. Okay, well, you know what? We're just going to cancel those tournaments and take those points.
But like I said,
that's
so if
my
you make
philosophy.
The phone call,
His
are you
philosophy
okay with this?
is take them away
what if we met in the middle
before
here?
that
I
call.
think we might have a meet in the middle here, Bill. But this is, I mean, it's a what if kind of. So you talk to the person on the phone. They can't give you anything to go off of either way, right? They kind of give you the go around on a lot of this stuff. They're giving you vague answers, right, that are enough to fill the void of the question, right, but not enough for you to go, okay, you're in the wrong. The phone call ends. At this point now, do you think there's been enough due diligence to where the points can be suspended? Or do you think you have to do further evidence?
No. I think if this is a great middle ground,
right?
This is a great middle ground. If those are in question, if Dylan calls me and talks to me about all these tournaments, I see the evidence and I'm like, everything that Dylan said is correct. Now it's my turn to call Mr. Dustin Arant that ran some shady ass tournaments. Dustin, why did you enter all your points at 4 a.m. for the last 5 tournaments, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
At 4 different locations.
Well, I don't know, blah blah blah. Why were there 4 different locations in the same parking lot? Well, you know what? I gotta go. I'm at work. You know, I'll talk to you later. And then hangs up. Sure. Suspend those tournaments until you figure it out.
Okay.
But offering that initial proposition to where you and I may be way off, the AI bot may be way off. There is a certain percentage that the AI bot is off.
Right.
And I wouldn't want that certain percentage of people to go to prison for murder because the AI bot was off.
Okay.
That's minority report.
I think we can meet in the middle there. So what we do,
you
get the hearsay pretty much, right? Then you look at the evidence. Then you make the phone call.
Make the phone call.
Once the phone call is made, if you can't determine absolute guilt through the phone call, you're able to suspend the points. And then do further evidence with maybe the CBI or a bigger
absolute
group.
Innocence because because you suspect nefarious answers.
Yeah.
Because nothing is clear that you're asking, right? Why did you do this? It takes 10 minutes to figure out, well, I did that because I didn't have internet, right? You know that something is suspect on that. I agree with that, 100%. 100%.
A lot of names coming into the chat here, Bill.
A lot of names coming. Dude, we have missed so much in here.
We got some CBI folks in here.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. It's done.
Okay.
Folks.
I wanted to talk about what makes them guilty, but I mean we've been on for 2.5 hours. We gotta go.
Folks, I hope we helped you out with your ride to Toledo, to Mobile, wherever you are going.
Hey, thanks for popping in here, folks. Give them the sign off, Bill, so they can see where to follow us and all that good stuff.
Spirited conversation. A lot of fun.
That was a good time.
I'm not mad at Dylan at all. He ain't mad at me. And folks, if you roasted me in chat for believing what I believe, it's
Bill, somebody called you Joe Biden. I'm not even kidding. They did.
Because you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Because my neighbor can't say that dude stole my TV and I go to jail until I prove that I didn't steal his TV. That's crazy.
And I'll answer Tyler's question real quick. Tyler, why do we not do names? We don't do names on the podcast just because we're not trying to hurt anybody individually, right? Like that's not that's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is get things out there that are actually happening, speaking about them in a way to where it can be beneficial to everybody. We don't think coming in here and going, here's your people of the week that are doing crappy stuff, go shame them. Because me and Bill haven't done technically enough evidence, and we're not people of authority to go, this person's guilty, this person 100% did that. Because we weren't there, right?
Right.
So if we start playing this game...
You do like that. I don't.
Well, I think that there's certain things that you are able to do that, and some things you aren't. But if we took everything that we got into our DMs...
Let me say one thing. On every instance that we have found, I have agreed that it is completely shady.
Right.
And it should be. Like, I have agreed. If I had the choice and I was the person in charge, 100% every tournament that I saw that we have discussed is canceled out, no questions asked. No questions asked. I agree with you 100% on that. That is for these specific instances. What you're saying is your morals would change if there was only maybe 2 layers of evidence and not that banger.
It's hard to say in the
Right.
cornhole world.
And what
right?
I'm
It
saying
hard.
is I can't navigate that fine line and kind of switch back and forth to, oh, these people are banned without any of it. Well, the evidence that I think has happened, and these people aren't, even though they did 2 things out of the 3 that person did. I
Right.
can't do that. I want to see that hey, you got your shot. Explain these. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And that's the only difference.
And I think that we're okay. I'm on the same page with you. Make the phone call at a minimum. Once the phone call is done, I think there should be some sort of action. And there's 3 courses of action now, right? The person is innocent. Everything's good to go, right? The middle course of action is we didn't get enough to make sure they're guilty or innocent. We have a lot more.
These are under
suspended.
these are under review.
Right, sure.
Right.
And the points we agree could go suspension
Yeah.
while the rest of the evidence is collected, or the conversation goes away where they're obviously guilty. Points are
Done.
taken, and then we talk about the reprimand, which maybe next week we'll get into what we think reprimands should be in our personal opinions.
I think you're done. I think every tournament you have ever done needs to be under review, and I think you're done. If you are found guilty on one tournament line, I think every single one needs to be under review. And I
agree with that. I agree with that, but not until you know that they're 100% guilty.
Right, and that's why I brought that example up to you.
Right. But
You said not until you know that they're 100% guilty.
Right.
And that's my onus to prove you guilty to be able to see that. And that's why I brought
That's
that
for
up.
everything in the past.
That if you're saying that tournaments that we don't know that are 100% guilty, that you can just take off, then why not every other tournament? And that's why I brought that. That's why I brought it up.
Jay
And that's why I
Wilkinson,
think,
you did miss picks, brother. You're going to have to go back there like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, Jade. Sorry, big dog, man. Hey, good luck.
Hey, folks. Hey, thanks for popping in here. Thanks to everybody in the comments. Me and Bill are going to have to go back and read some of your guys' comments. Yeah, you guys were going off and we were going off. So,
And it's cool if I'm roasted for it. I just know that I have the U.S. legal system on my side. And I
think
know
that
I'm right.
sometimes the U.S. legal system can be wrong.
Philosophically, I know I'm right. And I know the U.S. legal system is wrong numerous times.
Right.
Because people are guilty and they get
But I'll agree with Bill that when we follow the U.S. legal system, that 90% of the time-ish, it is right, and it's a great compass to have when we're talking about anything that has to do with reprimand. We do think they're extenuating circumstances. That's why we're having the conversations.
Yeah. Well, it was. I liked it. I actually really enjoyed this kind of, even though people roast me. I don't even care. I don't even care. I look at the I look at the philosophy about stuff. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And I'm somebody that is. If I'm this way, it needs to be consistent throughout my life, and I don't have that nuanced little weaving. Well, it's good this time, but not this time, and it's okay that time, but not. I'm not that. It's either black or it's white, and you figure it out from there. If somebody cheated, you can prove it. If you can't prove it, well, they're assumed innocent. That's it.
I don't love it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I get it. I love America. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. This is CBC. I'm Dylan, Bill, Faith, family, 4 baggers.
Cheers, brothers.